well, that didn't work. If you or anybody you've known has seen this man, he is missing. Let him know that we miss him and that we're looking for him. That didn't work as well as I thought it did.
That's actually, I think it worked out perfectly. That was perfect. A great intro.
It didn't. Yeah, in my mind, because I'm so used to Video Ninja instead of Restream, in my mind it was just gonna overlap everything. And then I had saw the 4 boxes and went, oh no. Also, are we good? Because during that entire time during the intro, my computer was not happy with me for whatever reason. I don't know why. So are we good? Is everybody good?
I
Chat, we
think we're
good?
good. Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, cool. Anyways, now that that's out the way, what's going on, everybody? It's East Coast Gridiron here with what episode? What episode is this,
21.
Fishin?
21.
21. But yeah, we're back with Coach to the bottom. Wait, what?
We got Coach back.
Coach to the bottom right box. I don't know my lesson.
Word.
All right, just leave me alone.
Word.
All right. But yeah, no, we are back with special guest Coach. So real quick, Miss Sweet Pea, yes, Dante is at the beach, but like you said, we are able to run this thing without him. See, we don't need him. We're our own people. I'm kidding. Please never leave again.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we don't need him. Don't ever go on vacation again.
Yeah, never. You're not allowed to go on vacation again, man. Yeah, but no, this is episode 21. I am joined with Fishin.
Yes, sir.
Again, special guest Coach, and potentially, eventually, Manny. We don't know. He's
Potentially,
still
eventually.
missing. But yeah, how we doing today, fellas?
Sounds very likely.
How's the day treated y'all?
I'm doing awesome, man. Thank y'all for having me on the show, man. Appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah, no problem. And Dante does make a good point. Fishing with the fresh
go to
merch,
East Coast
limited
Gridiron at
edition.
something, northwall.com, whatever it is.
rare.
But we'll have the link in the chat. But yeah, man, hey, look at this. Look at this. This is clean. This is
Look at this.
there
Look
are
at
multiple
us.
options to choose from.
Yes.
Look at this.
Well, not really. Only we got access to the black ones,
Well-
but unless
Well,
he
the
changed
black
it
ones,
and I
yes.
just didn't realize
The black
it.
ones, yes, that's limited, but yeah,
But still, you can get many of them.
there's still some fire on there.
There's a lot of fire on there, but yeah, no, I didn't even realize that until the sniper had said so. That's wild, man.
Oh yeah.
That's wild. But yeah,
Oh,
hold up. Yeah, come with the. I'm trying to pin it. Stop. My computer's fighting me. Yeah, no, he definitely came with the heat on that one. I do enjoy that shirt. I really like the black one. Biased aside,
Yeah.
minus my shirt, I think I like yours probably the best.
Yeah, yours is pretty clean too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I know, right?
I love that light blue. That light
Yeah,
blue is nice.
Hey, it's almost like Dante's a graphic designer, and he knows what he's doing.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. But before we get started, I want to say shout out to the quick nine in the chats. We got Miss Sweet Pea, ECG Sniper, Dawn, Megan, Burn. Saw BLSG somewhere. There he is. And I think that's about everybody. Good old ECG Sniper putting in the merch link. So yeah, if y'all want to get some good old merch, the ECG Sniper just posted that in the chat. Go check it out. And yeah, there's a lot of fire in there. So first thing that we kind of want to get into, we got our icebreaker question. If it'll load. All right. So if Talia Tagovailoa and Jordan Travis were on the same team, who would be better? Fishin, I want to start off with you because I know Talia's your boy.
Talia is my boy. I hate to say this because I like Jordan Travis too a lot, but I think Talia would absolutely be better. I think he has more weapons than he does at Maryland if he was at Florida State. Not to say that Florida State has a ton of weapons, but Talia is one of those quarterbacks that, I mean, of course he's at Maryland. Like, he's not going to put up insane numbers, but let's not forget, in 2021, he threw for 3,800 yards. That's a lot of yards. Last year, he threw for 3,000. Talia is one of my favorite quarterbacks in this class, and we'll talk about another one in this show. But Talia is one of my favorite pocket passing, just pure passing quarterbacks in all of college football.
Yeah.
I would have to say, yes, I do think he would be better. I don't know how much, but if he can throw for 3,800 yards and then 3,000 yards, and Jordan Travis was under 3,000 last year. I have to say that he's better. Of course, he can't scramble like Jordan Travis, but
Yeah.
as far as
So this
quarterback
is
goes,
kind of because I know at the beginning you were talking about, Talia doesn't have those weapons, which I'm now realizing that you were probably using that as your explanation. But say, who would you say has the better weapons, Florida State or Maryland?
oh well, Florida State does.
Yeah. Okay. So if Talia is on Florida State, how are we? Who's calling me? All right, never mind. If Talia's on Florida State, you're still taking Talia?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Coach, what about you?
Well, I'm gonna go with the better quarterback, Jordan Travis, as of right now. Now Talia's really good. He did
Oh
have a
no, coach.
He did have Jarrett. He did have Jarrett last year. Hakeem Jarrett last year, as well. Even though the Maryland team wasn't actual really as good, but you forgot Talia almost beat Ohio State. They almost beat Ohio State if it weren't for that darn defense last year, giving up a lot of big plays. But I'm gonna just go with Jordan Travis. I like his mobility, his ability to throw on the run. I think he can make. I think he can extend plays more than Talia. I think Talia may be a better pocket passer. He may be a better passer. But with 6'7" Johnny Davis, and you got Benson them coming back in the backfield. Hey, that's a solid team. So I'm just they're gonna be competing for the ACC title this year. So I'm gonna take Jordan Travis. I'm gonna just take the better quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Ah,
would.
man. What you
I don't
think,
know.
Sora? It was
I
and
would.
Johnny Wilson. Yeah, the 6'7" Johnny Wilson at FSU. Yeah, he's
Yeah, if I'm giving everybody, or if I'm basically just moving Talia over to Florida State, and this is not me being biased, I would have to go. I'd have to go with Talia. I mean, Jordan Travis kind of as of like this year really was kind of his breakout year. We're all kind of waiting to see if he can do it again next year. We've kind of seen that with Talia, because let's not forget in 2021, dude had almost 4,000 passing yards and 26 touchdowns. So, and exactly what the sniper said. Talia almost beat Michigan and Ohio State by himself. If they had a better defense, they probably would have won
yeah. That's a good point.
that. And again, let's look at if he had Micah Pittman. I would have to go with Talia. And again, I think they're both
I
very
mean,
good. This is
you
not
give him one. Yeah, yeah. It's tough because, of course, we know Jacob Copeland went there, but he didn't even really do that much there. And Jacob
no,
Copeland
he
was
really
like a
didn't.
really solid receiver for Florida, like
Yeah,
really, really solid. But
he just never really got
Rhett
his.
Lashley had other plans. I mean, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
no, it's a good point though. If you would have watched Jordan Travis, versus Florida, or watched Jordan Travis all year, Jordan Travis did some really impressive stuff all year. But if you watched him versus Florida, he looked like Caleb Williams times 10, like in that one game. So that was kind of the
I know
difference,
you
and
and
it
I
was the
were
last game of the
yeah.
season, other than FSU or other than Oklahoma. But he did some amazing stuff. Is that sustainable? I don't really know.
Yeah.
You can't expect that he's going to do that all year this year. So
Well, and
it's
like I was
tough.
saying earlier, I think it's kind of. Is it fair to say this was kind of the year Jordan Travis really broke out? Because he was fighting against Mackenzie Milton, a dude who almost wasn't able to play a snap of football, and still wasn't quite able to win that job. So, is it fair to say that this was his breakout year, and we're all just kind of sitting on pins and cushions to be like, is he going to do it again this year?
Yeah, yeah. This was
Year
definitely his
two,
breakout year.
or year two as a starter, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, this was definitely his breakout year, but this year needs to be his come out year. Like
Mm-hmm.
come out and actually prove to be a top quarterback. So we'll see if he could do that. But last year was definitely his coming out year. I mean, it was his best year he's had. He'd been the starter for 2 years before that, and really never did anything. He's kind of finally gotten to a groove. So this year is the year he's got to step up into the next level. I mean, he
Oh
was
yeah,
good
absolutely.
last year. They won 8 games, but this is the year he's got to step up and win 10 or 11 or make a playoff appearance even. I mean,
I was about to say, winning a natty would definitely help.
yeah, or just
Um,
making the playoffs, of course.
yeah, I mean that too. Heck,
Hmm.
even just winning the ACC, because I mean
Yeah,
they weren't even in the
They
championship
won
game
in
last
title
year.
game last year. They won
Yeah,
in.
yeah. They haven't been since what 2014.
has it really been that long?
Yeah, yep, it sure has.
I'm not even saying
And
that
that's if
like
it's and that's if
as
I'm
to be
right.
cocky. Like
Yeah.
that legit. I felt like they were there recently.
Nah,
Like that's
ah,
wild.
been a
Manny,
while,
what
bro.
you think? Good talk, Manny. Good talk.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Good, thoughtful insight.
Oh, brother, that's
I'm
funny.
gonna have way too much fun with this. I don't really need to. All right. Okay. So okay, this is part of fishing with the news. I was waiting to see the fishing photo pop up on the side, but yeah. So this is
No, it's
fishing with the
okay.
news. This I'm going to assume this is in the order that was sent. I've just got three
Yes, I would
things.
assume. Yes,
I just got three things. Not to be confused with Victor. Okay. Yeah. So up first, fishing. Go ahead and take it away, bud.
I can kick you off. So Tennessee has to vacate wins from 2019 and 2020. A whopping 11 wins in 2 years, which is funny to me. 11 wins in 2 years. That means a 6-win season and a 5-win season. That's just funny. But so for the paying of players, um, pretty much in McDonald's bags, Chick-fil-A bags, whatever, the approximate total, the approximate total that he paid players was around 60K. So he did this regularly. There was 18 level 1 violations. And these are level 1 violations. These are nothing to be scoffed at. So, but apparently, in one instance, you can laugh at this if you will, but he said that George Floyd was on his mind about black. How do I word this correctly?
Just BLM.
Yeah, just BLM was on his mind. He said
It was
when
a
he paid a
motive. I
player.
mean, it's hard to. It's hard to
That's why
not
I think this is
dance
ridiculous.
around this situation, but it is what it is, basically.
Yeah, so this is basically excuses, of course. But he said that was the reason. It was on his mind. He felt sympathy for the black community, and I'm not saying he shouldn't feel sympathy. I'm just saying that's what his excuse was when he slipped $300 into a Chick-fil-A bag to a player's mother. But like I said, it's been up to 60K in expected money paid out to players and players' families and everything like that. So, yeah, they vacate 11 wins in 2 years.
So that means that they all the wins that's vacated, they don't have a win in those 2 years.
So
But like I said, it's
not
a whopping
only
11 in 2 years. 11, a whopping 11 wins.
well, fishing week. That's kind of us. That was kind of us this year and last year as well. So
Hey, don't you stop it, Sora. Let me have my moment.
just saying. Hey, listen. At least our wins haven't been taken away yet. Okay.
Well, yeah, because we didn't do anything wrong. Look, Jeremy
Yeah,
Pro was
exactly.
terrible at Tennessee. He was terrible.
And that again, that's what's so wild because it started with the LSU and it brings me back
Yes.
to last week talking about all the Georgia stuff going on. We've seen them take wins away from LSU. We've seen them take away wins from Tennessee. Yes, they avoided the bowl ban, but I mean, eventually, are Georgia's or any teams are their natties like vacant now or vacant? Are they just available for the taking? Like,
Hey, and so another thing is,
it's wild because this is something that we've never seen before.
well, it's like the NCAA just decided they just got a hair up there, you know what, and just decided to do something. It's just
I mean,
weird.
that is true as well. Is it just like the equivalent of just the NCAA? Condoleezza Rice sitting at his desk right now with a dartboard and just goes, "All right, who are we taking wins away from?
Yeah.
All right,
Should have been a
Tennessee.
dartboard.
Yeah, just
But so another thing though was Darnell Washington was paid. He was one of those players paid by Jeremy Pruitt,
yeah."
but he
And what
suffers no
was
consequence. So, I mean, the player is. There's a kind of a weird line here. The player deserves some responsibility for what happens. Like if he accepts money, so just as much as the university does, because he knows he can't accept money. But I don't know if he could be punished. That's kind of the conversation here. I don't really think so.
and you
even
can't,
though he
you
knows
can't
better.
even really say like, "Oh, well, he's in the league. It doesn't matter." Because again, look back at the LSU situation. That was how many
Yeah.
years ago?
And the funny thing is, he took the Tennessee money and then just went to Georgia.
I mean, that's probably what I would do as well. I'm gonna be like, "All right,
Yeah.
bet, thanks."
yeah, but
Because I'm trying to it wasn't even McDonald. Wasn't it like a? Didn't Pruitt get fancy with this? Wasn't it
Oh,
a
yeah, he went to
Chick-fil-A bag
Chick-fil-A
this
bag
time?
for one of them.
Yeah, he
That
got
was one
fancy with
report.
it this time.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying.
He
needs to
said,
do
"Oh,
the
this high
Chick-fil-A bag."
quality."
He thought ahead.
He was like, I'm a fake him out with the Lord's chicken and be like, psych, money.
Yes, and look, this is another good point that I wanted to bring up too, and Dante just said it. There is no
Sniper just
the NCAA would have literally done nothing about this or do what they just did because they did not give Tennessee any bowl ban. Because guess what? Tennessee's good now. I mean, there's a ton of money to be made with Tennessee in the bowl, the postseason. God forbid they make the playoff. But if Tennessee was not this good right now, I do not think that there would be. Well, I think they would have done what they did, which is not get him a bowl ban. Jeremy Pruitt has a show cause of 6 years. He cannot get a job at any major university for 6 years, pretty much, which is funny because he can just remain an analyst at Bama or wherever the hell he wants to go.
Quick question.
Mhm.
Where did Tennessee end this year? Wasn't it 5 before the playoffs?
Before the playoffs,
Wasn't it like 5 or 6? I
it
know we
was
have
somewhere around there. Yeah, yeah.
I know we have the short of Vic freaking out to it, but if it was 5, because I genuinely cannot remember,
Yeah.
do you think this is what put or helped put Ohio State over Tennessee?
No.
No,
No.
No.
I think
If they were 5, I feel like it could
No.
be a legitimate conversation.
I thought
No,
the loss versus I thought that loss versus that blowout loss versus South Carolina
Yeah.
actually hurt them.
That's
That hurt
right,
them so
Coach.
bad. That's what
Yeah,
put,
that is true.
that's
Oh
what
yeah,
put
Yeah.
that was a
them
big
out.
one.
That's what put them out. They already
Yeah.
they didn't get canned from losing to Georgia because Georgia was the best team in the country
Mhm.
last year. But that
Yeah,
loss,
because
that loss
were
first, yeah, that
they
was,
were 1 when
yeah.
before they lost to Georgia. Then they lost and dropped to 6 according to the sniper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree,
It's
Coach. Yeah,
politics.
that's the
Yeah.
whole reason. I mean, they lost to South Carolina, and they didn't just lose.
I
They got
couldn't
They
remember.
got
mobbed.
crashed. They got blown out. The defense
Hmm.
was absolute bad, and then it didn't hurt them because it didn't make matter. It made matters worse. Malik Hooker went out in that game, which is they weren't winning if he was playing because that defense was so bad in that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember if they started off at 5 before the South Carolina and if this was potentially them being like, you could potentially be number 4 over Ohio State, but because of Pruitt, we're going to keep you out. I did
No,
not
it
know.
definitely wasn't a Pruitt because there was nothing implemented. So like if they made the playoff last year, they could have won the Natty if they went all the way. There was no ban or anything stopping them last year. Now they could have went back after the fact and took it away. Maybe if they have a player that Pruitt paid that was on on the roster still, that's a possibility. But that's getting really really ridiculous there. So
Yeah.
it goes back to the LSU thing. Like I said, I want them to do
Again,
something
yeah.
about everything. I mean, or just sit back and don't do nothing. I'm glad they're doing stuff, but at the same time, like we talked about, the new coaching staffs and the new players don't ask for this. So this is why I like what Tennessee did. I like that they punished Jeremy Pruitt. He can't get a major job for a certain amount of time. They fined Tennessee $8 million because Jeremy Pruitt was under Tennessee. So I do approve of this. I do think if Tennessee wasn't good right now, it could have been worse. But I'm glad that they did it this way because, like I said, Josh Heupel didn't ask for none of this. He knew the risk going into taking that job, but there was no. I mean, the players and the head coach don't deserve it. That's all. That's how I feel.
Yeah. That is true. Again, it's just weird because I guarantee you this is not going to be the last that we see of wins being taken away. LSU was just the first domino to fall.
It could be. It could be.
I guarantee you we're going to be discussing other teams in this exact same situation in the near future. Hold up. Monitor just went black. All right, we're back. All right. Up next. Go ahead, Fishing.
Yeah.
I just read it and I went, I already know Fishing's gonna have fun with this one.
This is funny. So Brent Venables, he did one of two things. So not only did he take a jab at Colorado, he went ahead and said last week he was on a he was a guest on a podcast last week, and he said that he was defending his team, right? He said we didn't lose to FSU by 40 like Miami did, so he threw a shot at Miami, and then he said we didn't lose to Middle Tennessee State with another shot at Miami. he forgets to realize that they lost to Texas by 49.
They didn't. They lost by 49. We took off
49 to 0.
actually took our foot off the gas in that game on them. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, he forgets to mention that though when he talks about losing by 40 to Florida State. So yeah, you forget to mention that. Sorry.
Just don't tell them.
Yeah, sorry, Brent Venables. But anyway, so then the new thing he did was take a jab at Colorado and say that he didn't do what Dion did. He feels like it's the wrong way to go about things, and he gave every player on that team a grace period of a year to figure stuff out. I think it worked out pretty well, don't you think? 6 and 7. He inherited an 11-win playoff team.
Yeah, he did.
Other than the quarterback,
And look at what he's
and
done.
one wide receiver, and maybe a piece or two, but he inherited a great team.
Mm-hmm.
I have. Let me say something right
Look
quick.
at how they massacred my boy. I was about to say, Coach,
Yeah,
you
tell
go
him,
have fun.
Coach.
This is the you and fishing show
All
right
right.
now, man. I knew this topic was going to be fun for both of y'all.
Let me say something right quick.
Go ahead, man.
I hate when people do that and crucify Deion Sanders from getting the losers up out of the locker room and out of the organization. That 1-11 team was abomination last year, and I definitely don't goddamn mind if Deion Sanders want to bring some new blood up in there and bring some winners up and then bring some winners up in that program. That's that guy's program, so he can do whatever the hell he want to do when he wants to do it. So you can't tell Deion Sanders that's not the right way to go about. First of all, he needs to get that defense. He's supposed to be a defensive-minded coach, and you're giving up 49 and almost 600 yards against TCU game, but that wasn't talked about. But first of all, everybody, when Deion Sanders came in that program, you had 11-1 players up out of there. So I don't mind him getting the losers up out of the damn organization, and bringing some winners up in that program. That is Deion Sanders' program right there. And if you don't come in with a winning mentality, if you're not coming in ready to win, Deion Sanders is going to get rid of you. If you don't, he wants a winning culture. He's not trying to wait. So if you don't come in now, he told him from day one. He been real with him. He told him from day one, hey, he coming. You might well hit the transfer portal right now because I'm bringing some guys in here that want to win ball games, and that's what he's gonna do. So I'm tired of that. I'm tired of all these coaches taking a shot at him, talking about this is not the right way to go about it. This is his team, and Deion Sanders wants winners. He doesn't want 1-11. He doesn't want losers a part of that organization. If you're a part of that 1-11 team that was at the spring practice when he cut 20 guys left, or that was there before, yes, you are a loser. And he's going to bring the winners up in there that he feels that's going to do what it takes to help this team win. So I'm not mad at what Deion Sanders is doing right now. That is his program, and he can do whatever the hell he wants to do with his program. And I have no problem with him getting the losers up out of that program.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
you're right.
man.
From the beginning, he went. I'm bringing my luggage. It's Louis.
It's Louis.
Also, shout out to all those that called. We have finally found the lost child. He is here. He has returned. Oh, now I'm seeing the name. I did not. I did not see the names at first. The lost child has been found.
I'm so sorry, bro.
The lost child has been found. Explain yourself, sir.
We were at a whole different school, bro. I wasn't even expecting to go to another school, bro. We were playing football at this white school, bro. All you see is white coaches.
It's white school. Would you? God dang.
Bro, them dudes was too nice, bro. They was pushing each other in 7-on-7s, bro. It's crazy, bro.
I don't want to hear you be getting cooked by white dudes, bro.
No. I didn't even play because I didn't have a helmet, bro. Yeah, bro.
All right, I'm just playing. But anyway,
Anyways.
glad you could join us, Manny.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss this one, but I did too much research on Coastal and the rest of those teams.
Okay, well,
and
don't
some
give
of
away your pick.
No. I didn't give it.
No.
I'm just
Okay,
saying like
okay.
the teams in the
Okay.
Sun Belt.
Yeah.
All right, so Manny, you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, the Venables thing.
Yeah, you got thoughts about this?
Yeah, I mean, I saw this. Like, I feel like he was kind of jealous. He's kind of jealous at the way, Dion runs this game because Venables, he took shots at Dion because not only is Dion's style is something that he kind of mad at, but he's also mad at Dion because Dion targeted some guys from Oklahoma to go to Colorado. And this offseason has taught us a lot. Like Dion, like Coach said, I heard what he said. Like, bro, there's so many guys leaving Colorado and stuff. Like, I think he just doesn't like the way Dion coaches, and that's probably got him upset. I don't know. He might be jealous. I guess that's just my thing. Because if he's targeting your guys and you just don't like the way he coaches, then you obviously feel offended. Um, and like Coach said, 20 guys left, bro. Like Dion runs a tight ship, man. If you don't want to play and you don't want to be good academically, and just good on the field, give it your all on the field, bro. Don't matter, bro. Dion played at the highest level. Like he knows everything about football. you, it's I don't
Get the losing man. I'm not get the losing mentality about the locker room.
Get the losers out, man. I agree.
like,
Look,
because like half of these kids, like mostly, I shouldn't say kids because they're older than me, but like half of these dudes think like Georgia and Alabama are waiting for them. Like they're not, bro. They're not at all. Bro.
no, that's facts.
It's so hard to get into the NFL, bro. You got to be.
They get left in the portal a lot of times.
Exactly, bro. So,
and this happened with Pat Narduzzi too. Pat Narduzzi, the head coach at Pitt, was coming out it was like a month or two ago, and he said something about how he don't like what Dion did, like gutting the program. And then Dion said, "Who are you?"
Yeah, we talked. That was one of the topics.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. Dion pretty much said, "Who are you?"
This
the head coach at Pitt. Oh, okay, word. Yeah, okay. We'll go about my business. This man's on a mission. We're going to see if it works because he did gut that program and how many wins they're going to get this year. But I'm not worried about this year. I'm worried about the year after and the year after. That's what I'm worried about. This is a 3-year deal minimum for Dion.
Think about it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is kind of something that's never been done before, never been seen before. So this is going to be very telling if it is going to work for future programs or if it's going to fall flat on its face, and then how is that going to look for good old Dion?
Because like his son's literally probably going to leave after this year, so it's going to be a lot different for Dion. Because like if you look at his track record, like of just being a football coach, his son has been the quarterback for him every single time he's coached. So it's going to be different when his son's like not playing with him next year. I think that's going to be interesting because like what other quarterback has he had outside of Shador? Like,
true. That's true.
You talking about a coach that played football and won at the highest level with the 49ers and Cowboys. So you have a coach that knows how to win and
knows everything about football. Win.
So
he knows Jackson State from the depths and brought him up to 11 wins.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it is. And if what's his face, the 3-year plan that you're talking about, Vision, if that succeeds in Colorado, the next question I feel like is going to be, where's he going to go next? Is he just going to hop around and just keep saving programs, or is he
it'll be other coaches doing the same thing too?
If Hugh freezes buns, I don't care if I'm being biased, but let him come to. I don't.
You had your chance and you blew it.
Man, you better stop that.
No, you had your chance this year, and you just instead decided to hire Hugh Freeze. You blew it.
We had a bunch of chances, so we could have got Casey Thompson, but we just Peyton Thorne, bro.
So could we. We could have.
Over there.
You got Graham Mertz. I don't want to hear no crime.
Yeah.
We'll get into him later.
Graham Mertz and Peyton Thorne. What a joke.
I can't even.
What a joke we just did. What of a joke of a job Auburn and Florida did with the QB.
Malik Murphy ain't coming through that door no time soon.
I wish he would, but he ain't.
I wish he would, yeah.
You don't even need those 3, bro. Just give me one, dog. Like
that's what I said, bro. I said, bro, hey, you got Arch in the back. Go ahead and give me Malik.
Hey, y'all can have Arch Manning.
I don't know Arch.
I do find it funny. I do find it funny, and it's a little off topic, how everybody was talking about, like, before he committed, before his spring game, all that. Like, Arch Manning, wherever he goes, he's going to come and take the job. And now we're all like, yeah, he's the 3rd quarterback. He's not ready. That man got he looked like Bonds. I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah, bro.
Because like it's so different when you're like the quarterback at high school, when you don't have as much competition for your job, and the quarterbacks can't throw like really far, to where when you get into college, you have quarterbacks that can sling the rock. Like Malik Murphy is a ball player, bro. He could play football. And then you got the other quarterback, Quinn Ewers, like he could play ball too. Like it's not like when you're at high school, you're dominating competition like Arch Manning did. And he's not even the best quarterback in his class.
See you, Megan.
He's not even the best quarterback in his class. Just the dude that committed to Tennessee. Nick, I forget his name. You know him, Fisher. But
Nico Lamaliva.
Nico, yeah, he's better than Arch, bro.
What did he
Better,
Yeah, he
say?
is. He is.
better than him, bro. He be making some throws that are ridiculous, bro. Like it's crazy.
We ain't even seen him yet, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I was
I
about
think
to say
he's better.
we shall see.
I think he's better.
And then I believe this is your last one, correct, Fisher?
This is the last one on paper.
Okay.
I got 2 more quick ones though.
Okay, that's fine. Did it go 3?
All right.
It did. All right.
So this one's a little juicy here. I got some numbers for you.
Oh.
So CBS has Mel Tucker and Jimbo Fisher on the hot seat. Now I don't know where CBS is getting this, or if they really think they're on a hot seat. I mean, according to the fans, you ask, yeah, they're on a hot seat, but the buyouts suggest otherwise. So
Right. The
Tucker.
contracts say otherwise.
yeah, the contracts. These are the most insane. First off, these are the most insane contracts in college football, and I have a list that I'm going to go through actually after this, just to give you a
These are
comparison.
like John Wick level size of contracts.
Yeah, this is
here.
John Wick stuff right here, bro. This is assassin level.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Tucker, $66.5 million buyout after this year. His contract is $95 million for 10 years, $9.5 million a year. Jimbo Fisher, $76.8 million buyout. A&M down bad, bro.
Yeah.
10 years, same as Mel Tucker. 10 year, $95 million contract. This contract's until 2031. It drops down $9.5 million every year. Every year he's paid. Every year that $9.5 million drops down. So, first off, I would be curious, and I should have looked this up, what the most money a college has paid a buyout for a head coach before ever. If you could find that real quick, that would be amazing. But let me go ahead and just
How did you phrase it? What is the most money a college?
What is the most a college has paid for a buyout for a head coach? And then I'll give you a quick rundown. So Nick Saban is the highest paid college football coach at $10.9 million. Dabo Swinney, number 2, $10.5 million. Kirby, $10.2 million. Lincoln Riley, $10 million. Brian Kelly, $9.8. And then you have Mel Tucker and Jimbo, both at $9.5. Well, actually, Mel Tucker is at $9.5 and Jimbo's at $9 million. Then you got Ryan Day, Josh Heupel, James Franklin, Jim Harbaugh, Luke Fickell, Mike Gundy. These are the worst 2 coaches on this list. I have a list of the top 20. Maybe you say Kirk Ferentz at $7 million, Billy Napier at 7.2, but these are the worst coaches in the higher part of the pay scale.
So from what I have seen, the number 1 is Scott Frost from Nebraska for $15 million. That was his
That's
buyout.
not true. That's not true
That's
because they
what
paid 17 for Taggart, I think.
Did they? I don't.
I think they paid more
This
for
is what
Taggart.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I see that Auburn is still paying $21.5 million for both Malzahn and Harrison.
Yeah.
Or Harrison.
Malzahn?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are still paying him
Yeah, you're still paying
Why?
Malzahn. You got. I
Why?
think you got like 2 more years of paying
because y'all
Malzahn.
fired him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Malzahn's was high.
I thought-
Malzahn's was like at 60.
I
think.
didn't think we were still paying him though.
No, y'all still paying him.
And you said we're still keeping. I mean, the other contract,
Yeah, y'all still got to pay Harrison and Malzahn.
bro, that's ridiculous.
And you still got Peyton Thor. You still got Peyton Thor to deal with.
You still got paid. All right, hold on. Let me see this.
I will keep looking, but right now all I'm seeing is Scott Frost.
And the crazy.
Yeah, I
thing-
guarantee you there's one higher than that. Tuck coming. Mel Tucker coming? I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that, brother. I think Michigan State screwed themselves.
Yeah.
Explain yourself, sir.
They screwed themselves, bro.
Troy.
I mean,
Explain
can
yourself,
I,
Troy.
can I go on this one first?
No.
Can you
Yes,
what?
go. Go ahead.
Can I go on this one first? Like about
Yeah, go.
2 coaches. I don't know. I feel like I don't know because Jimbo. How long has he held the job at Texas A&M?
He's been there since, I think, 19? 18? 19? I think,
And-
no, 18, I think.
They were 2-6 last year, in conference wise, and they were 5-7 overall. The year before that, they were 4-4 conference wise, and 8-4 overall.
Mhm.
And that's not bad if you're talking about just conference wise. I mean, overall wise. The year before that, they were 8-1 conference wise, and they were 9-1 overall, and that was second in the West. They only trailed Alabama, and that was the year Alabama was undefeated. Um, and his first year there, he was 4-4 conference wise, and 8-4, 8-5 overall. I don't think it's fair to say this guy should be on the hot seat after having one bad season. And then when you look at Mel Tucker's stint at Michigan State, like 2022, uh, honestly, this is his worst year, like overall wise and conference wise, because the years before that, 2021, overall wise, they were 11-2. Conference wise, they were 7-2. And then the year before that, let me check this one. They were no. His okay. So 2020 they were 2-5 overall and 2-5 conference wise, and he's been there since 2020. So he's only been there for like a couple years. And he's only had two bad seasons with one good season. I think if we were talking about these two, who has a higher chance of being on the hot seat more, I think it's Mel Tucker. I think Jimbo has a higher chance of not getting fired because his record just since he's been at Texas A&M has been much better than Mel Tucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm going off of just based off of the fact that what's his face? Jimbo had the number one class last year. I mean, you kind of got to let that develop a little bit.
Yeah.
Mel Tucker's, I feel like his contract was kind of rushed. He had the big season. They were like, we got to pay him because what's his face? Tucker had other. I couldn't think. Tucker had other job opportunities. There was talks about him coming to Florida, coming to other schools. Florida was the only one I could think of off the top of my head. They're like, we got to lock him in now. Other than that, kind of that big year, wasn't really much. I feel like the Tucker contract, in my personal opinion, the Tucker contract was kind of rushed in. Jimbo Fisher, either way, none of these guys are going to get fired. There's no way they're getting buyed out.
No.
But Jimbo Fisher, I feel like shows the most promise with having that number one. Yes, a couple of them just got the bag, played a year, and transferred out. But you still got some guys. Again, I go back to Evan Stewart, who was the number one wide receiver in this class. You still got him. So you still got pieces from that number one class. Now's kind of the chance to really see what they've got. And because SEC Media Days already started, and you were talking earlier about the media, that's kind of what they've been talking about as well with Jimbo Fisher. Not about the firing, but being like, people can be saying he's on the hot seat, but now's kind of the chance to really see that, again, that number one overall class from last year. Now's the chance for them to finally step in and perform and hopefully help out the Aggies. Me personally, I could care less. If they lose, well.
Know that. Look, and actually, Vic, I'm going to get to that. Actually, that's a good point. Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker had Kenneth Walker, Jaden Reed, Keon Coleman.
Yeah,
but without them, and those weren't his recruits, by the way. Without them, Michigan State is very below average. Very, very below average. They don't recruit very well right now. They're not recruiting well with Mel Tucker.
Yeah.
Mel Tucker was at Colorado State, and he look, in my opinion, I don't think he deserved as big of a job as this. And then they go out and pay him $9.5 million a year, which is just absolute ridiculous. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I mean, Jimbo Fisher's won a national titles, and he's got an incredible pedigree at Florida State, so that's understandable. But Mel Tucker, no big accolades really in his career. So, there's that. Obviously, they can't afford to fire him, so he's kind of stuck there. So that's why I say Michigan State's pretty much screwed. But for A&M has top 8, top 10 talent in the whole country. Bobby Petrino, like Vic said in the comments, they had SEC media days yesterday, and Jimbo was talking about it, and he said, "Yeah, well, we're gonna bounce ideas off each other because Jimbo's the offensive guy.
Yeah.
We're gonna bounce ideas off of each other, and some things he does I like, some things he does I like, and then we kind of work together." He knew he was going to get asked about this. I don't know why he can't just fulfill and give up the play calling duties to Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino is an offensive mind that's more in the times than Jimbo is, and Jimbo is going to ruin this team again this year if he does not let up. So it's in Jimbo's hands, man. Of course, I don't think he's on the hot seat just because it's so much money to fire him. But you have an opportunity to go 5-7 again by not giving up play calling duties. And if he does, how long is he going to give those duties, those play calling duties up if it doesn't work out? So,
bro, you're crazy.
I don't know.
You're crazy for that, bro.
What?
This dude in the zone and podcast, bro, said Michigan takes it all this year. Come on,
They
bro.
could. They could. That ain't too crazy.
I
That's
don't
not
know,
that
bro.
crazy.
That ain't
is
too
not-
crazy.
I don't have them, but that's not that crazy.
I'm sorry, bro.
Listen,
I
it's
can
his
never
opinion, bro.
on Michigan, bro. I'm sorry. I just could never let up on.
Did
them.
you send your top 4 playoff in?
I don't think I did.
No,
Yeah,
you
okay.
didn't.
Then there we go. Let's just move on. Coach. What about you?
Oh, you talking about on the Mel Tucker situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I say I agree with Sora what he said on A&M. They've been having a #1 recruiting class. Some of them was out of here in Houston, but otherwise, last year after they lost to Appalachian State, I think that was a hell of a big loss last year because after that, that's when the team kind of fell apart after that Appalachian State loss pretty much. The players start acting crazy, acting a fool. He lost the locker room late last year. He had a quarterback. He had to go in between the quarterbacks, battle with the quarterbacks, whether if it was Hayes King, and Max Johnson. And then Connor Wickman was actually a starter. He ends up getting hurt. They had a lot of issues that went on last year, but I'll say Jimbo Fisher may not be on the verge of getting the hot seat, but if you're going to keep getting the #1 recruiting class, something has to show on the football field. Something really has to show on that football field. And in the last couple of years he had that recruiting class, they have not been able to show on that football field. So some point, when is you going to show up on the football field? And like I said, he's got to also gain trust of these players too, because he lost a lot of players in the transfer portal at the ending of last year.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. It's going to be interesting to see both of them, but again, I feel like it was kind of the clear consensus that Jimbo Fisher's probably going to have the more success out of the two.
Yeah, I 1000% agree with that. Like 2 seasons,
There's too much talent on that team.
2 seasons where Mel Tucker isn't great, in the stint of 3 years. Like if he does bad again this year, that's 1 out of 3 years that he's been terrible as a head coach. Because he's had 2 seasons where he was like bottom of his division, or not even just the conference, bro. His division like bottom of the depth chart. And Jimbo, since he's been there in 2019, he hasn't had bad seasons. He's had more good seasons than he has bad seasons, like overall wise and conference wise.
Yeah, and I mean Aggies don't really have that bad of a schedule. I mean, they start off New Mexico, Miami,
scrimmage,
LA Monroe, Auburn, Arkansas. It gets tough here with Bama, Tennessee,
lose to Bama,
South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State, but then ACU and A&M. So
Amen.
Late September to October, it's tough. It gets tough for them. But
Amen. Jimbo beat Bama.
I'm about to say Fishing. I know
24-20.
I know Fishing is mighty high on A&M. I remember
lost 24-20 to Bama. Not by much. I'm saying
Listen,
he knows how to play Saban tough.
Post game, they actually was driving down the field to Hayes King, decided to throw the ball in the wrong direction.
All right.
He said, "Oh wait,
that's right.
I hit the wrong button, coach."
And people forget when Connor Wegman came in. I just hope Jimbo doesn't ruin this man. But when he came in for the one game he did, he threw for like 370 yards.
Yep.
Honestly, this year with Bama, like I still have them being really high. Like I have them as the runner up in the SEC, but they're just gonna look weird at the quarterback.
They're gonna lose two games minimum.
They're just gonna look so weird, bro. Because like now you don't have Bryce. Like Mac Jones was like he was good enough to win you games, and Devontae bailed him out. Like Jalen Waddle bailed him out.
I was
You
about
know,
to say he had
like
a lot of good receivers.
and then the year before,
Yeah.
who was the quarterback before Mac?
Tua.
Tua was really good at Alabama.
He was
I
good when his ankles held. That's never mind. I'm not getting this conversation.
Yeah, don't even.
Anyways,
Don't even.
Fishing. You said you got 2 tiny topics, correct?
Say that, bro.
I got one tiny one and one decent. Okay. There is a wide receiver, Bradley Rosner, that's transferred to North Carolina State, and it's going to be his 8th year in college.
Woo!
Eighth year in college.
So
That's
the De'Ara
ridiculous.
King
I
of
don't
wide
know how.
receivers.
Of
That's
course, he was
ridiculous.
redshirted,
That's ridiculous.
but so the only and he's from Rice, so he
That's-
played in 2022, 870 yards receiving. He was hurt in 21, and then he had over 700 yards receiving in 2020.
What's the
And
limit?
then
What's the limit on how many games you can
I don't.
And-
Well,
It's weird because
Super seniors at
COVID
6
year,
years.
super senior, red shirting. It's all weird.
You might
because
as
that's
well-
like a whole decade though. So he's just
But
but you can also take medical red shirts and stuff like
Bro,
that.
I'm not saying
guessing.
8 seasons. Not 8 seasons isn't a decade, but it's
I was about to say, Manny, how long is a decade, man?
because I just
I was
realized.
about to be like, wait a minute.
yeah,
I'm
no,
gonna
no, no. I
fact
was,
check
just,
you on that real
I was
quick.
just about to say it's close to it, but like, bro, 8 years though, that's crazy, bro. That's
Damn,
yeah,
hey, he an NFL veteran.
That's
He- veteran.
yeah, well, yeah. RIP
He's
to
getting
the
off of his
NFL.
rookie contract right now.
RIP to the NFL if you're 26 in college as a wide receiver. Yeah,
I know,
good
right?
luck to you.
Well, maybe he pulled the Austin Simmons. Maybe he relocated 2 years early.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I didn't get to read too much into it. It's
I
a
mean,
Rice
either
wide
way, that's
receiver.
still wild, man.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's a
this
Rice. It's a
this
Rice
dude-
wide receiver.
This dude immediately is gonna graduate. Next thing you know, he's buying a house, filling out his 401k, bro. Maybe he'll get the RV as well.
Dude,
Hey,
dude,
Hey, Fishing, let him know about the RV, bro. Let him know about that
Like,
life.
hey, bro. Look, I got high hopes for the
It's
RV.
comfy.
I got high
I'm
hopes.
telling you, bro. We're
Like,
bringing that to the Senior Bowl. You didn't know this yet, but we're bringing it to the Senior Bowl.
bro,
Oh
you
no.
know-
Y'all
you
got
know-
to
Yes,
pay
yes,
for
yes,
that.
yes, yes,
Like,
yes,
do you
yes,
not know
yes.
how
What,
Airbnb.
gas?
Like, there's dudes in college that play one season, bro. This dude played like dang near a decade. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
crazy.
really ridiculous.
Hold up. Vic brings up a good point. Brandon Whedon left Oklahoma State at 28.
That's wild, bro. I don't know how you're allowed to play 8 years.
Yeah, I'm guessing just redshirt freshman, and then maybe you have a medical red shirt. Then you have the COVID year. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty much 3 years right there. So that's 7. I don't know. I don't know
But
how you
they
get 8
still
years out of that though.
They still played through the COVID year though, so he like that didn't.
Well, not everybody. I mean, either way, you get if you play or not, you still get an optional year with all that happened with COVID.
Yeah,
You
you
had-
did. Right.
You had people be like, "What's this face? I ain't playing." So they're like, "All right,
Right.
well,
That's-
everybody gets a year."
That's
All right.
8 years.
And
All
if
right.
it
The
was
last one,
official-
real quick. This
Yeah.
is one I saw just before the show.
Mhm.
The horns down will be penalized against teams that do it on a case-by-case basis. So, let's say Florida. No, let's not say Florida. Let's say Alabama scores on Texas, and they do
Yeah.
the horns down right in front of the defender's face as he scores on them. Let's just say
Yeah.
that it's a case-by-case basis. So, it can be penalized in that way if you do it as a team. Just walking around horns down. Apparently, that's a case by case basis, and that's penal. It's that would get through. So it's interesting. It's a little sensitive by the Texas fans, and I'm not trying to talk shit about Texas, but they've been complaining about the horns down for a while. I mean, remember when Drew Luck was doing the horns down? He was after he threw the touchdown.
went.
This has been done for a while now against Texas, and so I don't. I have to tell me how y'all feel about it, but Sora,
Real quick.
what if is this the same thing with the Gator Chomp? And I'm trying to think of any other SEC
I mean, that's
team
kind
that has
of what I was gonna say
emotion.
because that can be done with any celebration. You know.
Yeah,
You can-
like what if you walk into a player's face and do this?
Yeah,
after scoring a touchdown on Florida.
they always do that, bro. If what's its face? If somebody gets a touchdown, say like last second drive, somebody gets a touchdown against Florida, they always do the Gator chomp, bro. So
They do. Yeah, they
So-
do. But they do it as a team,
So they just basically
quote unquote.
So they just copied the Gator chomp.
I mean, that's
Horns up has always been a thing.
Oh, the
like,
horns up has always been a
I
thing.
know the horns up.
Horns
To
down
taunt
has
them,
always been a thing, too.
you do the horns down.
Right.
If you
score
want, if
against
you're,
them, you do horns down.
yeah. I mean, Dante makes a good point. The FSU chop as well. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, the FSU chop. I'm not gonna do
why-
it more than once, but yeah,
Why? Why
They
have you
should-
done this?
I
Why
did it
have you
one
done
time.
this?
I did it one time.
But
Ooh.
yeah, Coach, the people want to hear your thoughts, and I'm curious as well. What you think about this?
Man, I don't think too much of it, man. We gonna see, man. We don't go out there and just play ball.
And that's kind of what I figured.
Well,
but the people were curious. They
Alright,
wanted
alright.
to know.
Well, hold up,
Man.
Coach, because you probably hear from Texas fans though. What are they saying about it? Are they sensitive like everybody makes it out to be though?
Well, it actually depends on who you're talking to. It actually depends on what fans you're talking to. I don't associate with too many Longhorns fans, though. I know a lot of them, but it depends on who you're talking to. I don't think we that bad of an environment, not at all.
Nah, bro, you gonna get sniped out the stadium, bro.
Dante gonna get kicked out the stadium, bro.
Nah,
He's gonna be like, they're gonna be like,
Dante,
kill this
Dante.
man,
Dante, all I'm gonna tell you is that's your fault and that's what you did. You
bro.
said-
At halftime, they're gonna burn this man.
Hey, bro, they gonna put that man through hell. Hell on earth.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal, man. I think it's being a little bit sensitive.
Yeah.
If I do the horns down, or if I do it to Drew Lock,
That's
you gonna
shit.
penalize me for that?
Man,
What about when the team pulls out turnover chains?
Hey,
or
Joe.
when Tennessee did that trash can thing?
I just
Jeff,
want to
I'm
say,
gonna
turnover chains are stupid.
They are stupid.
Hey Jeff, I'm gonna tell you
Shout out
this.
to Miami.
If he get into
Shout
a
out,
fight,
Jeff.
if he get into a fight, they might well kick me out too, because I'm getting into it along with him.
Yo, cause like they
Going
go,
down guns blazing.
but those fans or whoever got mad at Drew Lock for what he did, like didn't he always do that though? Like didn't he always like just do?
He was always that cocky type player.
Yeah, he was always stopping on people. So like there was no reason.
Competitive, bro.
Okay, man,
Oh, it
the
is
fans
competitive.
literally threw a water bottle on the field. Drew Lock picked it up, chugged it, and threw it, slammed it down back on the
I
field.
didn't know that. I was just talking about the stump part. I didn't know about the whole.
No, I'm saying Drew Lock was always like that, bro. Drew Lock, that man was just a meme in college, bro. That was
Oh, bro, he is hilarious.
that could be an entire episode.
And if it was against Florida, bro, I guarantee you he'd be over there chomping in front of everybody's face
100%.
after throwing touchdowns. He would.
It's
He
just-
just like that.
yeah,
He
you
just
know,
like that.
I mean, he barely beat us.
He
I think
takes-
maybe
it
beat us
keeps the
once. but
competitive
still.
edge in college football. Like if
Yeah.
you take this out and like you try to make this a sensitive subject, like what are we really doing with competitive games? And especially
Yeah, I
because
mean-
we talk about the Drew Lock thing, but this was in a bowl game.
Yeah.
Bowl games used to matter when this happened, and bowl games have become less and less irrelevant. So
And
It's just- I don't
it
know.
is weird because I look at it as the same with unsportsmanlike conduct in like the NFL or like taunting or whatever. You know, you hit somebody and you stand over him. Oh, that's a penalty.
yeah, you
We're
stand over
grown
him,
men
that's
playing
taunting?
football. You
That's
think?
taunting? Yeah. Are you scared by taunting? Does that
Are
make
you, what do you
feel
think? Is he
bad?
gonna cry? Like
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Fisher, when
kinda-
I hit you in the ribs, did you cry? Was there a penalty? I don't
no, I
think
cried when I got home. Damn it.
so. He said that hurt.
Yeah, but no, for real, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
I feel like it's very sensitive. It's football. Like you act like it's not gonna be competitive. Like it's sensitive. Like honestly,
yeah.
I'm like,
it's so soft. Like it's so
Yeah.
soft, bro.
I'm like, it's literally a gladiator sport of people just clashing together. Like if I hit you with an 05 hit stick, do you think I'm gonna be like sorry about that, brother? I'm gonna be like, no,
No,
no, exactly.
If you tell me, bro, if I'm in a football game and a dude that just hit me with like a 05 like elbow, if you come back to me, if you told me like sorry, bro, I would tell you like get
Right.
off to the other side, bro. Go to the other side, bro. Go to the other
Sorry,
side.
Vic's comments killed. He was
Go
crying
to
on the inside.
Nah,
He was
nah.
crying while he was dancing.
Nah, if you say sorry, bro, that's ridiculous, bro. You should never say
No.
sorry when you're
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're the person hitting. It's
Hell
like
no. Hell no. I'd be damned if I said I'm
I
sorry.
was gonna say Andrew Luck is an exception, but he wasn't really like apologetic. He was like, "Oh, that was a good hit. That was a real good hit." Like that was just his type of thing. I mean, again, if I hit Manny with the 05 hit stick, you think I'm not gonna pull the AI step over him? Nah, bro. That's wild.
No,
But yeah,
see,
that is that
That's
is
it
that
for
everything
the,
you got for fish?
yeah,
for the
that's
new?
it. That's it for
Alright.
the news. I saw that about an hour before the show, so I
Yeah,
felt that was pretty interesting.
Oh, it
there's
definitely was.
situations though in football. Like if someone does like if someone just like mosses you or anything, you got all the right to get mad. But like you got to go back to the sideline, bro. You just gonna have to take your L, dog. You just have
You
to.
lost me.
What was
Yeah.
it? What was it? What was it you said in revamp that one time? Coach, I need to sit out. I got cooked. I need to go on the
I
sideline.
cooked. I need to get on the bench.
I got cooked.
Yeah,
I
if
cooked.
you get like if there's like a terrible like you just get cooked like you didn't know what you were doing, go to the sideline, bro. Just sub me, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I guarantee you that penalty is going to cause or completely change the course of a game. Late game, somebody's gonna do the hook 'em horns down, and it's just
Well, and then the other thing is like, just real quick, we'll move on. But like, how do you penalize a team? What, 10 yards for doing it? Like unsportsmanlike conduct penalty? Like,
do you do it on like
come on.
the 15-yard penalty on the kickoff?
Yeah, come on.
Like,
Yeah, if they score a touchdown, if I score a touchdown and I do horns down, does that disqualify my touchdown? Like, come on,
yeah.
just stop it. That's all.
People
That's
out
all.
here being sensitive because people are chomping and stuff, putting the horns down. That's ridiculous, bro. Like you expected that if they were gonna score something like in the game. Like, come on, bro.
Bro, you when you play Texas, you
If
already
you're
know what
if you're
doing.
gonna have a chant like the hook 'em horns, if you're just gonna have a chant in general, be prepared for it to be like turned against you in any moment in time.
I'm sorry, bro. Like if like let's say I just was on the college football team and I was playing up against Texas. If I score and like I see someone like shouting like in the stadium, I'll just do this, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You especially against Texas, bro. That's your best moment.
Nah, bro, I'm pulling the Felipe Franks. I'm shushing my own team or my own fans.
Hey, stop it. Stop it. No.
At
That
that
man.
point, I'm just gonna
That
keep
dude.
doing it. 'Cause they're just gonna get mad, bro.
No, PTSD.
It's just like, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's silly.
Bro,
Good
that's
number.
wild, bro. This man Vic said he accidentally hit a woman in the face at Penn State. yo, that's actually how does
Okay,
that?
Vic, I see you.
Never mind.
There's so many questions.
This is a not safe for work. Never mind.
There's so many questions I have.
Anyways,
So many questions I have.
we got the first.
All right.
Or sorry, I forgot. I have to explain this first. So up next, fan favorite, red shirt or transfer. Much to some people's aggression, like Hayden. So the way this works is it's kind of a I agree or I disagree. If you agree, you will say, if you agree to whatever the topic is, like the being flagged for taunting is stupid, you'll be like, ah, yes, I would like to redshirt that. That means you agree. If you're like, no, I don't think that's stupid, then you're going to transfer, saying you disagree with what the topic is.
Yeah.
So the first redshirt or transfer is Mike Gundy will get fired this year. Fish, I want to start off with you. You redshirting or are you transferring?
Oh man, this is hard. This is a really hard one. Mike Gundy has a $25.8 million buyout. You know, which we were going through the buyouts earlier.
We're back to the buyouts.
Yeah, he said like 14 million earlier. I'm like, yeah, I know there's been a coach that's been paid much more. But Mike Gundy's been kind of on the fall, I guess you could say. But at the same time, not really. He's paid 7.5 million a year. He's the most highest paid coach in the Big 12. This is true.
Yeah.
So like I said, his contract is to where he makes 7.5 million a year. Every year until 2026, he makes an extra 125K per year. It goes up. The contract does, which is not much money compared to the 7.5 billion or million, but that's besides the point. He's 156 and 75 all time at Oklahoma State since 05. He's got 7 10-win seasons and 2 12-win seasons.
Yep.
Since 05.
Mhm.
I guess the question here is, does Oklahoma State, can they demand better and do they deserve better than a coach like this? Because Mike Gundy, like we talked about the recruiting last week, Oklahoma State doesn't bring in like elite recruiting classes, but
Their
Mike Gundy
defense
does a lot with them.
always trash, bro. Their defenses are always salty. Like I'm not saying like the whole Big 12 isn't like outside
Again.
of like Baylor, like
Again,
in the Big 12 are not good,
7, 10-win seasons,
bro.
2 12-win seasons.
I understand.
He is a good coach.
He is.
Now, last year, they were one of the best teams in the Big 12 until they fell apart. They fell apart halfway through the year, but they beat – didn't they beat or maybe Kansas State beat them 48-0. I forget, but somebody beat the dog snap out of them. But but look, man, they lose Spencer Sanders, but Oklahoma State's been a solid.
Oh
team.
yeah, Kansas State they put up.
They put up 40.
I think it was Kansas State.
It was.
Yeah, and after that, the whole team just gave up. I don't know what the deal is going on here.
I don't know if you guys remember that game, but Will Howard was going insane against him. He was going ballistic, bro. He was going.
I do remember that game.
He was going insane. Like he dang near had 300 yards, bro. He had like, I don't remember if it was 5 or 4 touchdowns, but he was going insane.
Yeah, I remember that too because Oklahoma State was a good team all year, and then they lost. Like they got dominated, and I said,
they literally got dominated by Kansas State, and then that just destroyed them from the inside.
I said, I ain't picking them one more time the rest of the season.
That game kind of took away their heart and pride from that 48. It took all the stuff. It just took all the life out of them.
I mean, what do you expect out of that defense? Like, it's not top notch. Like that's
it's not.
I mean, but you can't.
Bro, but it was though. They had Jim Knowles.
It's one thing to give up 48 points though, but it's one thing to fall apart just right after that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm a transfer. I don't think he will get fired this year because
I agree.
He's good through 2026, and I mean, again, like you were saying, Fishing, they were doing fine until that Kansas State whoop down. It beat the what? What is it? You said the dog snaps out of them? Is that what you said?
Dog snaps.
All right, can we get that on a shirt?
Hey, I didn't curse, so I'm proud of myself.
No, I know you didn't. I'm just asking. I'm asking a question.
Yeah, the dog snaps.
But I mean, they did. They were, they started off, Central Michigan 58-44, Arizona State win, AR Pine Bluff obviously a win. Baylor, they beat them. Texas Tech, they beat them.
TCU
took TCU to overtime and lost 40-43. Then beat Texas, who was ranked at the time.
We should have won. We should have won that game.
Yeah, and then the blowout happened of 48-0 against Kansas State, and from then Kansas lost. Iowa.
Are you telling me we had a 48 loss to Kansas State by Oklahoma State, and we had a 49-0 loss with Oklahoma and Texas? We had both of those happen in the same year.
Correct.
That's insane. I'm transferring. I don't think he'll get fired this year.
I agree.
Remember, he had Jim Knowles just 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Jim Knowles had that defense on point. So we talk about how bad that defense is. Their dominant defensive coordinator went to Ohio State. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's Mike Gundy's problem and his team and his responsibility. Yeah, he's done this for so long. I think he can bring it back.
Yeah.
Listen, October 6th on a Friday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Everybody needs to circle that. That's against Kansas State. If they beat that, they'll be fine. If they lose, watch out.
Think about how long he's been there. Like you said, like he's been there since.
I believe he's the third longest tenured coach there.
He was up there with Pat Fitzgerald. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the third longest tenured coach.
Yeah, there's no way I'm transferring on this one, bro.
Again, his contract's going till 2026. And he was doing fine, and then just the collapse happened. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what happened mid-season, but you are right. That collapse just happened.
That's right, Vic. Gundy has been the face of Oklahoma State, too.
Yep.
But we just saw what Pat Fitzgerald happened with Pat Fitzgerald, and I compared it to Gary Patterson. Gary Patterson was the same way. They've been the face of their program. But look, at some point, if a team wants to get rid of you, they're just going to get rid of you. And they did it to Gary Patterson, and it was kind of like, okay, whatever. They just wanted to move on. But then they did it to Pat Fitzgerald, and it was dirty. As far as we know. So I don't put it past any organization at this point if they want the coach gone.
I think his biggest flaw is recruiting defensive players. Like, what defensive player, like now in the NFL, do you see from Oklahoma State is really good, like, or just even average? Like I don't see a lot of those Oklahoma State players defensively.
What you call it? What you could Kansas State? They were no more good after Kansas State beat the Shark to pussy.
And then Kansas, Kansas beat them too. Kansas beat them too. Oklahoma beat them too. Oklahoma beat them. Kansas beat them. Like, bro, I can't believe I actually had Central Michigan beating Oklahoma State week 1. I can't believe that. I still can't believe I did that.
Yeah. It was all fine and dandy, and then Oklahoma State got the Sharktopus beat out of them. And it just went downhill from there, boys. They said it's over. They waved the white flag. They said we're done. But coach, we still got half the season. Nope, we're done.
Oh man. All right, so Sora, you transfer. I transfer.
Yeah, I believe we all transferred.
Yeah,
all of us. Manny too.
Yeah, I just don't see how Gundy gets fired.
Man, I don't know. I think it could be a surprise.
Unless
I still go with transfer, but I think it's very
dude,
possible.
like fishing, like I said, bro, he's been there since 05, bro. Unless he just sucks this year, there's no way he's getting fired.
Anyways.
Yeah, true, Vic. True, Vic.
Anyways,
Northwestern was golden clean until this year too. So
no.
But yeah, okay. Anyway, go ahead, Sora.
Anyways, redshirt or transfer. Tennessee will make a New Year's 6 bowl.
I'm definitely redshirting. I'm very high on Tennessee.
Well, I didn't want to start with you, but I guess we will. Go ahead.
I'm definitely redshirting. I mean, I just look at their schedule, and outside of like they kind of have it a little bit easier because they play Georgia the second to last game of the season, and then Bama like a couple games before that. And Bama they're still kind of tossed up on their quarterback. Like, I think Buckner is probably going to start, but like that team,
it's going to be Buckner. I'm telling y'all right now, it's Buckner.
The rest of their schedule is favorable. Like they could beat Virginia.
Come on, man.
Like they'll beat all of those teams. Like Florida, I think they'll beat them. UTSA, South Carolina, A&M.
Listen here.
They haven't beaten us in Gainesville since 2003. It ain't changing this year.
I think it's gonna change this year, bro. I'm like Joe Milton. I'm high on him this year, bro. I don't think it's gonna be I don't think it should be as one read as it was last year, where they were just going 9 ball every play, bro. Like it should be a little bit different. I mean,
when you have a receiver who only knows how to run the 9 route, like Jalen Hyatt, then
they have, bro. Milton, like we've been talking about this dude having a gun, bro. Like he's that guy. Like I just
it's not a bad pick, man. It's not bad.
Yeah. And then like they have so many players coming out this year. Like this team should be pretty good.
Yep.
I think I'm going to redshirt as well. I do believe they will make a New Year's 6 bowl because that's just being in top 12 more than likely.
Well, you're looking at pretty much if you win 10 games and don't make the playoffs, you get a New York. You New Year's 6.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think they will get 10 wins, but I feel like they'll be a weird team. There will be some weeks where they're like, oh my god, these guys are unbeatable. They're keeping up with Georgia, and then there are times where it's like, what is this? What am I watching? I don't know. I have that weird feeling. I still think they're going to be very good. They can potentially compete. I do think they will make a New Year's 6 bowl. I don't know why. I have a feeling there are going to be some games where it's like, why are we struggling, or why did we lose this game?
Did you transfer?
Me? No, I redshirted.
Okay. Well, I'm going to transfer only because I completely agree with you. I think there's going to be games like that, and I think it's going to make them lose a few games. I think Joe Milton, as good as he is, I think he will struggle some games.
Yeah.
I think he will overthrow some receivers still, just like he did in his early Tennessee and Michigan days. I still think that's a possibility. He's got a nuclear cannon. It's hard to control that thing. I know that's a joke, but it's actually true. I mean, I do think that until I see it first, and this could be something I totally change my mind on, but I think he will make some mistakes to where that Tennessee will lose more games than they should. And I right now I got him at like 3 losses. Max.
I may change mine actually.
3 losses probably max. And you look at that schedule, like you got Georgia, you got Florida.
You know what, Fishing? You convinced me. I'm transferring. I'm taking off the red shirt.
Let's go.
I'm
Let's go.
transferring because I'm looking at it. Georgia,
Keep in
Bama,
mind that roster's not that talented, especially that defense.
Georgia,
They're really not.
Bama. Fishing, you might get me on the Aggies hype train by the end of the season. I don't know. What South Carolina are we going to get? Florida at Gainesville. Florida, we don't know what they'll look like. And also, Tennessee hasn't won in Gainesville since, 03. Again, there are going to be games where it's like, oh, my God, Tennessee's competing with, like, the likes of Georgia. Wow. And then there's other games like, why are we struggling against Texas A&M? What is happening right now?
Yeah. And like Florida last year, they shouldn't have struggled against Florida, but their defense was so bad.
Yep.
And Florida knew that they had to score with them, so Florida could.
Again, it was quite weird and also infuriating that every time we got 400 passing yards in a game, we ended up losing said game.
Well,
it didn't make any sense.
This is true.
The defense, the nightmares Fishing.
Yeah, the PTSD, bro.
The nightmare. Anyways, Coach, are you rich or transferring? Well,
I'm
Fishing and I cry ourselves to sleep.
I'm transferring because I do think they're gonna lose some games that they don't supposed to lose. You forgot Joe Milton did not start off good at Michigan. It's the reason why he entered actually in the transfer portal. He was not a good quarterback at Michigan. He played solid. Clemson. But with a fresh start this year, I'm still up in the air on Joe Milton. I'm not a fan of him. I think it's a chance. I think they had 3 losses at best. Like Fisher said, don't be surprised if they get a 4th loss because I think they will lose to a team that they don't actually supposed to lose to. Now Missouri is always tough at home. They were tough on Georgia at home last year. Georgia had the game down the stretch, so don't count Missouri out, especially at Mizzou when you got to go to Mizzou. That's a hostile right there. I can see them also struggling against South Carolina, but I think they pull that off. I'm gonna put a loss on them on Florida. I'm gonna put a loss on them on Florida. I'm gonna pin a loss on them on that one. I'm damn sure picking Georgia. I'm damn sure picking Georgia against them.
I knew he was my brother.
Tennessee.
I'm gonna put
Yep.
I'm gonna pick Bama on them at Tuscaloosa, and UTSA ain't no slouch either. But I'm gonna go with Tennessee. So at 3, at best you get losses. You get
the
3
Road
losses.
Runners. No.
Hey, Coach, I was thinking about that schedule too, man. I said
they don't have Sakari Franklin.
Yeah. They
Frank
always
Harris about to drop it on him, but I couldn't do it. My brain kicked in. My logic kicked in.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it was one of those situations where my brain was like, all right, we got to pump the brakes here. Hold on.
I think Tennessee beat them. I think Tennessee beat them, but UTSA ain't no slouch. I think they can.
I think it would not surprise me, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but it would not surprise me if Tennessee was the team, like, we somehow beat Georgia, but then lost to the Aggies. Where is the logic in it? That would not surprise me if that was Tennessee. And let's not act like Tennessee hasn't had that happen before with them as well. They're like, wow, we beat a top team. And then lost to a team not even ranked in the top 25.
Well, they just did it last year.
I know.
They beat the shit out of LSU. They beat the doo-doo out of them. And then they lost to South Carolina.
Yeah.
And that also lost to a Florida team that was not good at all last year. So it's like, what do you say about South Carolina? And then if South Carolina beats Tennessee, what do you say about Tennessee? It's like, okay, we got to have some consistency here before we consider you a top program.
The opposite. It was the opposite of Oklahoma State. South Carolina got the dog snaps beat out of them by Florida, and then they didn't lose another game. They beat Clemson and then Tennessee.
Yeah, the dog snaps, bro.
Tennessee is just a weird team to me.
They are, but you know why though? I think they're very well coached. I think the offense is really a really productive system, but they don't have the depth at receiver. Not this year,
and their defense still sucks. I mean, again,
man, it just does not have the depth to keep up with any other top SEC team. Not consistently.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real here. If Trey Dean didn't blow at least one of the coverages, they probably would have lost against Florida. Because he literally, we also recovered it. I know, it hurts. It hurts me too. I hurt here still, bro. I still get nightmares from it. Fishing, come back, please. Fishing.
You hurt
Fishing, please.
Joe Milton about to go crazy this year, bro.
Fishing, please. All right, so Manny.
Yeah.
So we're all transferring except Manny.
Oh, I already said I'm retro.
All right, so I said we're all transferring except Manny.
Yeah.
Okay, Fishing, come back. Fishing, please.
No, like what are the odds of him winning the Heisman? Is what I want to know. It's got to be like very slim.
My bad. I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah. Do you know the odds of Millen winning the Heisman?
Odds of what?
But give me a second.
The odds on Milton winning the Heisman.
I think it's like, I don't know.
Is on the
Like plus
short
800 or
list
something.
of.
It's got to be slim because of how good.
It's like plus 800. Yeah. Maybe over 1,000.
1,800.
Okay.
1,800. Yeah, there we go.
Yes. Tennessee could have won it all if they beat Georgia, probably. Well,
no.
No,
Nope,
that's
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
You're right. CJ Stroud and Ohio State would have put 60 on them. Bro. They would have.
That is true.
To be honest with you, and y'all could catch some flack from me from this, but I think TCU or Michigan probably could have beat Tennessee.
Yeah, honestly,
any single one of them could have. Yeah.
agree.
Again, that defense was terrible.
That defense was trash. Trash, bro.
Tennessee and Ohio State would have been fun just because of the offenses, but
It would have been the final score would have been like 60-52.
right, yeah,
That would have just been the final score.
Yeah.
If you like
I agree.
offense, it's a good game. If you like defense, don't watch.
Yeah, bro.
All right. The next one. This one is close, and this one is close to Fishing and Mine's heart. But redshirt or transfer, Graham Mertz will have more wins than Anthony Richardson. Fishing, I'm gonna save us for last. Coach, I want you to start off with this.
Yeah, please do. Thank you.
How many wins Florida had? How many? 6?
6.
I'm gonna say he has one less.
I agree.
Ah,
I'm gonna say he has one. Graham has one less win. I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Mertz. I think he'll improve. I think Mertz will improve, but I think he'll have 5 wins too. I mean, the record. I mean, the schedule kind of like you got Utah again week 1. This time I don't see you winning that game. I mean,
They're not even gonna
unless
have Cam Rising.
unless you guys.
They're not even gonna have Cam Rising.
I'm
This
sorry,
is wild.
bro. I'm so sorry. Bro.
Wow. Dude shows up late to his
I think
own
Auburn wins
show
4 games.
and then spews blasphemous.
Unless you guys are just like top notch, like I just don't see.
I really wish we played Auburn this year, bro.
It's probably gonna be close.
I wish we played Auburn this year, man.
Well, I can't definitively say 5 because I got to look at the schedule again. 1, that's 1. 2, that's 2. 3 for sure. You have to be Vanderbilt. They could maybe.
Nah, they don't have to be Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt could beat them, actually.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson lost to Vanderbilt.
I don't think that's a guarantee.
It should be,
Coach.
but I think like 2 years in a row, Vandy beats you. That's kind of tough, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't
Anthony Richardson beat us, not Vandy.
Yo.
I still see that overthrow in my
And then-
nightmares.
Go ahead and cook Manny, and then go
Kentucky,
ahead.
you guys.
Who let him cook?
Like,
He's
do you
burnt the
guys? Do you guys see like you guys beating Kentucky this year? Like
Who?
you guys, like that Kentucky.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Kentucky's
they
gonna
don't
be
have Chris
terrible.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean,
Devin Leary's going to do well, but he don't have nothing.
I don't know what his illness is going to
he
look
has
like.
Brown. The Brown dude, number 2.
Whoa!
Brown, dude.
What do you
No,
mean?
number
Yeah.
wide receiver.
What do you mean by
that-
this?
No, he's all right. He ain't got no running back though.
No,
He's got
you know that
Ray
wide
Ray
receiver-
Davis, which is
Like that wide receiver that kept bailing out Will Levis like every
Mhm.
single time he do a depot.
Wandale
Like,
Robinson? Oh.
no, not
No,
Wandale.
it wasn't him.
The other receiver we watched.
I like how we have to say the other one to help bail him out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
Makes you
forget
really
his
think about Will Levis.
name. I forget the guy's name.
Hey, Fishing and Sore. Hey, man, y'all see at least 7 losses on the schedule. 7 at best.
7?
I mean, Utah can get you. South Carolina going in now, that's gonna be tough. I think y'all get Vandy and y'all gonna get. I'm just counting the SEC. Count the SEC as a whole. Y'all got a scrimmage against McNeese. Y'all got a scrimmage against Charlotte. Y'all can lose that game against Arkansas, even though it's at home. KJ Jefferson is coming back. Y'all can lose that game against Arkansas. LSU, they got Daniels back. Y'all got y'all beating Missouri. I think y'all can beat Missouri. And Florida State, I don't think y'all gonna get Florida State.
South Carolina.
South Carolina. I think South Carolina will be a tough home game though. It'll be a tough home game.
Georgia's gonna put.
All right.
At
They're
least,
You want me to be real with you? Want
go
me to be
ahead.
real with y'all?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Or sorry, you want to cook?
Go ahead, Fishman. Just go ahead. I am
All right.
deceased.
All right. So look,
I guarantee
so,
you and I are gonna have the same points anyway. So just go ahead.
all right. So this is a tricky question because the schedule is harder than last year. It's about the same, really, but it's
about the same.
It's about the same. It's a little bit harder. We have less home games. You don't have the playmaking ability of Anthony Richardson. You don't have the mobility. You don't have the run game that he supports with having him at quarterback. But you have Graham Mertz, and I think he's going to be more consistent. So, like, you have a game maker, like a game changer, a playmaker at quarterback here that can bring you up here, but he can also sink you all the way down here, and you just never know where you're going to end up with him.
Yeah.
And then you have Graham Mertz that's just going to be right here, and he's probably going to stay here for most of the season and most of every single game, average, like, consistently.
It might be up and down a little bit, but I mean,
Yeah, but
there were
it's going to
times
go
where
from here to here, not from here to here.
yeah, you
know
look
what
at the
I'm saying?
Utah game with Anthony Richardson. Oh, spin move, pump fake, 2-point conversion. Wow! And then Kentucky run up the middle, lose 3 yards, run
Yeah.
up to the side,
Yeah.
gain 5, run up the middle, lose 3.
Yeah, not throw a single touchdown pass till the 4th game of the season. Yeah, that was what Anthony Richardson was. So look, I mean, I do think
That is correct.
there is going to be more consistency, and then if we talk about the defense, or I mean, you know, that we think the defense is going to be nasty. So I think we could absolutely lose.
it should be way better than next year.
I think we're going to win more games. To be
last
completely
year.
honest with you, I think we're going to win at least 1 or 2 games more than last year, just because we'll have a mid-level quarterback that's a game manager that can hand the ball off to our great running backs. We have better receivers coming. That will help Mertz out because he ain't the quarterback that's going to just make this team elite. But the defense is going to be better too. So I think this is good for at least a win or 2 better. So 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 win ceiling, I'm happy with.
I pretty much kind of exactly what you said. Looking at it at Florida, and it even said on SEC Media Day, returning, and this is just looking at the team as a whole. Returning, you've got 5 on offense, 6 on defense. Obviously, you know, we talked about Deion. He gutted that entire Colorado team. That's kind of what Billy did with the defense. If you weren't one of the freshmen or Derek Wingo, you're not on. That's not the defense right now. It's there. I mean, there's a couple. You got Princely, Desmond Watson returning, and again, you've got majority of the freshmen. Shamar James, Kamari Wilson, who can actually cover, unlike Trey Dean. I will never not take jabs at that guy.
Sure,
It's in my
sure.
contract as a Florida fan. You know, a brand new. You've already got one defensive coordinator. Patrick Toney only lasted a year, and he came from Billy's staff back when he was with Louisiana. So the fact that 1 year he's getting the boot, they're like, all right. And again, you kind of have to. You have to perform well enough. I'm not saying Florida's going to New Year's Six Bowl.
But he's going to have to complete 65% of his passes. That's
Who,
what
Graham
he's going
Mertz?
to have to
Yes,
do.
correct.
Yeah, that's what he's going to have to do. If he does that and throws for 20 times a game, I think we can win a lot of games doing that.
Because at the end of the day, you have like
65%, throw for 20 times a
yeah.
game, 20 to 25 times. I think you can win a lot of games that way just with the ground game and the defense.
Yeah, I was
so.
just gonna say you have 2 of the best backs in the country.
Literally, just go back to the Will Muschamp years, bro.
Oh,
Throw
hell,
15
God,
passes a
Jesus
game and just run the ball.
And let
Like,
Trevor cook. Let them
let Johnson and ETN, please, just run the ball. But even then, like, and even later on, like against Vanderbilt, we didn't have. How many wide receivers were we missing? Like 4? We were on like our 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th wide receiver by that game.
Yeah, we had no good wide receivers at all.
And then again, Anthony Richardson was just a up and down quarterback. I mean, again, you got the Utah. Look at him go, hurdling somebody, breaking a tackle, and then the very next game, just simple QB sneak up the middle, losing 3 yards.
Bro, your secondary last year was so bad, bro.
Yes, we know.
No, look.
It's crazy, dog.
And also,
I
now
know.
speaking of secondary,
I know.
we know it's been this way.
I feel so bad for you.
Well,
Anyways,
there was multiple. Never mind. This isn't a Florida segment, but
and also Corey Raymond has full control over the secondary now instead of just
yes,
the safeties.
yes.
Anyways,
But so the conclusion, though, I mean, I do think it's
conclusion.
possible.
Obviously, the two Florida guys are going to redshirt here.
Yeah,
But this is the whole thing, though, and this is the last thing I really want to say. There's people outside of Florida like that don't know what me and you know, Sora. Like, and it's not, and of course we're high on our team because we're biased, we're homers.
We've been
But,
enduring this
people
for years.
don't actually think that we're going to have a better defense. Like nobody realizes that we probably are. Nobody
definitely-
realizes that we have two running backs coming back that are actually going to probably be the focal point of the offense.
And then you're also getting Trayon Webb, who was what, a number 5 running back in this
yeah,
class?
and Cam Carroll, and then I mean, you add pieces
Yeah.
on the deal. Like this whole team is going to be better.
I mean, again, it's all the defense is pretty much either you are a sophomore now, you are either Princely or Desmond Watson, or you are a transfer. So,
Also
but you
does
had
go-
you had a first year head coach too.
mhm.
And you can talk about Anthony Richardson all you want. I just told you, me and Sora just told you how inconsistent he was. But you have a more consistent all-around team that's built into the program. The culture's been set. Like there's so many more positives other than just the personnel and the team itself. Like there's so much more that goes into it. So year 2 is obviously going to be probably a better year. If it's not, it's not. I mean, it is what it is. But I do fully expect it to be at least a win or two more than it was last
And
year.
also, I mean, Billy picked Graham Mertz out of the transfer portal. Like he went
don't get
after
me
this
started
guy.
on that. I think it was a horrible decision. But yeah.
I get that, but it's kind of like in NFL or
It's
just
the
in
RPO.
general
That's
in
fine.
football. He
It's the
picked
RPO.
that's the QB he wanted. And I mean, let's go back to previously the last time we really had a true pocket passer in Kyle Trask. I'm not saying Mertz is going to be Trask, but now let's look at the guys that are the quote unquote dual threat, the exciting guys. Emory Jones, ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anthony
Cincinnati.
Richardson, inconsistent. Yeah, poor Cincinnati fans.
And then like, bro, and also like I feel like the thing that is like it shows that he really wanted him was because like Graham Mertz was not the greatest quarterback last year, and he was very inconsistent. Just I don't know like Richardson, but like he wasn't good. And there was a lot of games they could have been in, but because of his poor play, he just didn't play well. But he's shown glimpses in the past where he could be like a game manager. So obviously, Coach Billy saw something in him to see, like, get the guy to Florida.
And also, if you ask any Wisconsin fan, their last coach that Mertz worked with sucked. That's why
Yeah,
he's
it
fired
sucked.
and
Because,
doesn't
like,
have a
he
job
didn't-
right now.
he didn't help him like in any type of way to like make the offense like.
So it's really a lot of question marks, but I do believe that
Yeah.
Mertz, along with the rest of the team, will get more than 6 wins.
And Trey Dean is gone. So
Yes, which is quite possibly the biggest.
win.
We just need to build a statue of Robert Saleh for taking him off of us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who I need to contact in Gainesville. I don't know why I said it like that, but I commend you, sir.
Gainesville.
Gainesville. Yeah,
Anyways,
enough about Florida though.
Yeah.
Could be here all night.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah. Hold on. Is Don or Dante in it? What was it that they called us fishing? The Gator. What was it? What was the show?
Oh Lord, I don't even know. What did they say?
What? It wasn't Gator Mates. That
Yeah,
doesn't
they
sound
said-
right.
The damn. I don't know. I don't even remember.
I don't know.
The Florida show. I don't know. It's become the Florida show. Yeah.
I know, right?
let's
This is
go.
why
Yeah.
you can't leave fishing and I in charge. We'll do this.
we-
Anyways, if anybody can find that in the Slack, please post that in the chat.
We
That's
made
kinda
some
funny.
good points
We
and
did make
valuable
good
points.
Anyways,
Also, why
so-
Manny and Coach are wrong about Graham Mertz.
yes, correct.
No, I
No,
think he's
I'm
a
just
solid
playing.
quarterback.
No,
I think he's
no,
a solid
no, you are done.
No, I think he's a solid quarterback. Because if he does solid this year, I don't want you guys harping on me because I said he was going to do.
It is too late. It is
Well,
already going down in the
well,
archives.
I don't want the Bo Nix situation to happen all over again, bro.
Well, hey, look, it's very possible that it does. And even to your credit with the Bo Nix situation, nobody thought Bo Nix would do good. Nobody thinks Graham Mertz is going to do good. There's certain quarterbacks that just leave and they don't think they're going to do good. So it's
I
not.
don't wanna go through that storm.
We give you a lot of shit for the Bo Nix thing, but it was understandable at the time, though. So anyway, we can move on
How
though now.
funny though is it going to be? This man Manny just froze up. How funny is it
Thank
going
you,
to be
fishing.
though?
Thank you, fishing. Thank you,
Hold
bro.
on, hold on,
You,
hold on,
It's true
thank you
though.
for
It's true. It's true,
thank
Manny.
you
hold
for
on, hold
understanding,
on.
bro.
How funny is it going to be if Graham Mertz does do good? Manny's got to deal with that, and then Bo Nixon's hype. Manny's not going to watch college football again. He's like, I'm
Johnson will
Nah,
be
done.
like, I don't want to hear you talk about no quarterbacks ever
Graham
He's
again.
never
Mertz,
going to show
Graham
up to
Mertz,
another show.
Graham Mertz is gonna be solid this year. That's my
Yeah.
final
All
prediction.
right, but anyways,
Let's see.
the main event, Sun Belt Conference predictions. These have been put in a random generation, completely random, definitely not set in an order on the graphics. Vic, you already know about the randomizer. You love the randomizer, bro. But anyways, first up that we got is Man. Oh, okay. Apparently, it
Oh,
just shows it. Manny, go ahead and explain it.
dang.
All right. I'm gonna just start off with my winner. My champion. It shouldn't be good that I start off with my winner. I'm gonna go to my winner
Okay.
last. Uh,
Weird.
I'm gonna go with Troy as the runner up. Last year Troy was the winner of Group B. Um, and they didn't lose a lot. They got a lot of transfers through the transfer portal. They got Peter Costelli, the quarterback from Utah. Pretty sure he's the backup. I don't know if he was the third or the backup for Utah. Taylor
Who?
Powell
Troy?
uh, for Utah. Peter
Oh, never
Costelli.
mind. Okay.
He
Never mind.
committed Taylor Powell from pretty sure it's Eastern Michigan. Kyle Toole from Georgia Southern. Uh, Three quarterbacks in the transfer portal. They got three wide receivers, three inside offensive linemen, three defensive linemen, one linebacker, three cornerbacks. So they were very hefty at the positions that they really needed. I mean, dude, like Troy, the coach for Troy, I feel like he should get a lot more respect because like he's taken this team from a really bad school in years past to now one of the better teams in the Sun Belt conference. Um, I think this team will do really well this year, just like they did last year. Like I said, they kept a lot of their guys this year. Got a lot of transfers. They hit on spots that they needed and I just think that's going to help them when it comes to winning their division. And when you look at their division, I just don't see anyone else outside of South Alabama that's contending with them.
Mm.
And South Alabama is kind of shaky sometimes when it comes to the later part of the season.
Oh yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
about to say I already see the smirking. I looked I looked a little bit ahead. I already see the smirking fishing.
Yeah.
Anyways, real quick, one thing
Yeah.
that's funny about Troy, their best wide receiver, Tez Johnson. Guess where he went?
Here we go.
Where'd he go, Manny?
I don't know.
Guess what their quarterback did last year too. Starting quarterback for Troy. 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions.
That was enough
But
to
they
win.
were 12-2.
That was
They
enough
were-
to win.
That's not what I was talking about. Tez Johnson went to Oregon. I just wanted you to admit that.
They
That
were
that was
12-2
enough.
last year, man.
That was
Troy
enough
was good
to
last
win.
year.
That
They
was
were
enough
good.
to win the division. That's kind of crazy how you could put up 14 touchdowns and 12 picks and still win your division.
I know, but they were carried by their running backs a lot.
That's
Yes, they
wild.
1000% were.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
100%,
1000%
yes.
were. I'm gonna just
Right.
straight up go to it. My winner is Coastal Carolina. I don't know why I almost said South Carolina.
I was like, are you trying to say the Chanticleers? What's happening here?
Uh,
Shout out to y'all, by the way.
Coastal. I mean, you got Grayson McCall. He had 24 touchdowns last year with about 2 picks. He almost had 3,000 yards. He had a really good completion percentage. He's probably should go through the draft process this year, but because of how good the class is, I don't know if he'll go.
I don't think he has any other choice.
He's
It's
got-
really,
yeah.
I don't think he can't stay for 8 years, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like he can't stay for 8 years. But like, how long has he been at Coastal? Because if like a dude is getting 8 years in college, bro, he's allowed to get like another.
True freshman in 2019, and he played 20, 21, and 23. Or
Yeah.
20, 21, 22, and 20. Yeah.
Mhm.
He's gonna play
Yeah,
20.
I
He
think.
is officially a quote unquote junior.
Yeah. I think he'll do really well this year. He only had 2 picks last year. and 24 touchdowns. I get it. He's in a conference that, isn't like top notch. It's not a Power 5 school, but like the end of the day, like he's still one of the more exciting quarterbacks in college football. And if he took the route of Tanner Mordecai, and let's just say Tanner Mordecai doesn't do good this year, Grayson McCall is going to look like a very smart dude for staying at Coastal.
Somewhere I can hear Hayden yelling.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I think Jared Brown, the receiver, is one of the most explosive players in college football. This guy is a phenomenal player. He's one of the most like dynamic players in college football. Like I said, he's one of the most. I think they have the best wide receiving core in the Sun Belt. They have the best like running back trio in the Sun Belt. Like their backup running back could be a starter, in the Sun Belt. CJ Beasley, their starting running back, he's one of the better running backs in the Sun Belt. He had 5 touchdowns last year, dang near. I think it was like 720 yards he almost had. He was just a yard shy off of it, but like we'll just count it as that. He's a game breaker. And they have a very explosive offense. Sam Pickney, the other wide receiver next to Jared Brown.
Super
He's
senior.
twos. That dude is a baller too.
He's on his
Uh,
year 7.
Yep.
and he's a wide receiver that had more yards than his counterpart, Jared Brown, and Jared Brown's better than him. And that kind of shows you how good their receiving core is because
Mm.
the guy next to them,
Manny.
the guy like the guy next to them, Tyson Mobley, the wide receiver 3, he legitimately could be a wide receiver 2 or 1 if he wanted to in another conference or even in the Sun Belt. He could be a wide receiver 1. Because he's gonna get nice looks when he's in the slot if he has to go up against a linebacker. Like I said, bro, they have one of the better running back cores in the country. They have one of the better linebacking cores in the country. I think they were top 15 in the country when it came to tackling. Uh, and JT Killen, the starting linebacker, he was very good last year. Both of their guys were good last year. This is a position on defense where they're really good. I feel like the only spot about South Carolina. What am I talking about? Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina that is bad is their pass defense. That's the only issue about this team. They have a really good linebacking core. You could also argue that their defensive line group isn't as good as it was last year. That's probably going to take a turn, but they have one of the better linebacking cores in the country. They have one of the better running back cores in the country. They have one of the best receiving cores in the country. They have one of the most exciting quarterbacks in the country. Like this team is just stacked all around. Like the only parts that the team isn't good in is that pass defense. I mean, Taven Jackson's a good player in the nickel, but he doesn't play the outside. Um, but yeah, this team, I feel like this team's going to do really well this season.
I did not realize I was muted. Yeah.
I agree. That was a great breakdown, Manny. I agree.
It was. Real quick, does ECG Callie got anything to say? She got her predictions in?
No, she
She looking
got her attention, so she's gone now.
Gotcha. Okay. I was gonna say if I need to quickly try to forge something, I will. Didn't know if she had any picks, but up next, speaking of ECG Callie, not really. It's the owner. Please load. There you go. Fishing. Explain yourself, sir.
Brother. All right, so I have Coastal, and it pains me to say this because I have Coastal as the runner-up. Now, Mandy gave a lot of reasons why Coastal is a really, really good team, and let's shout out Grayson McCall for one freaking second because I talked about Hendon Hooker with the 57 touchdowns, 5 interceptions thing.
Yep.
Grayson McCall from 2020, 2021, and 2022. This man has 77 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He did it
first.
That's ridiculous, bro.
77 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He has been conservative, pinpoint accurate, smart with the football. All 3 years he's been a starter. He threw 3 touchdowns in 2020, 3 interceptions in 2020, 3 interceptions in 2021, and then 2 in 2022.
Yeah.
My only hope is that he can still, sustain this success without Jamie Chadwell, which is his head coach, which has left, and he is at Liberty now. Grayson McCall was thought about to leave Coastal Carolina and go to the Power 5 and go to like a big-time school. Florida, for example. Other many schools were interested. Apparently, his grades were the problem there. Like Manny said, C.J. Beasley, a great running back. Jared Brown is a true freshman. So not only did Manny say that he was one of the best, he's the best running back on the team, but he's a great. He catches the ball at the backfield, 780 yards as a true freshman.
Yep.
I mean, he's going to be a real weapon for Grayson McCall this year.
Any receiver he goes to is a real weapon.
Yeah, and Sam Pinckney.
Or
for his 7th year, whatever year he's on.
Bro. He had dang near 1,000 yards, bro.
Yeah, he had almost 1,000 yards. Sam Pinckney, he's back too. Grayson McCall has weapons, man.
Yes, he does. Yes,
what he does not have and what he has lost. Adrian Hope, linebacker, 6.5 sacks last year. He lost him. That is a big loss. And then you lose a nose tackle, and this is tough to lose. But Jared Clark was a really good nose tackle for them last year. It's kind of one of those rare positions that really do affect a team when you lose a dominant nose tackle like that. I think that will affect this team. So, with that being said, my winner is South Alabama. South Alabama has arguably, other than Grayson McCall, the best quarterback in the Sun Belt. Carter Bradley, 3,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Obviously not the touchdown to interception rate that McCall has, but
that's still really good.
It's still very good. 64% completion percentage. And did I mention that Grayson McCall has over a 70% completion percentage in his 3 years, full years as starter? He's over 70%. And Grayson McCall is an absolute monster.
That's ridiculous, bro.
That's my guy right there. But anyway, South Alabama is loaded. LaDamian Webb, 1,000-yard rusher, is coming back. Braylon McReynolds was a true freshman last year. He's going to be that pass catcher out the backfield. He's going to be that solid running back that comes in, true sophomore. High hopes for him. Devin Voisin, however you say this, but leading wide receiver for the team. And then, is it Devin? Wait, hold on. Oh, shoot. It's Devin Voisin and then something Voisin. Anyway, they're brothers. One's the leading wide receiver. One's the leading tackler on the team at cornerback. They're both back. They're both brothers. So you kind of got a little duo there. But there's pretty much everybody on the defense coming back that was of production for South Alabama. Like, there's a lot of guys coming back. They are loaded from the portal. If you look at the portal class that they brought in and what they lost, they brought in a ton of pieces, every single place on the field, mainly the defense. South Alabama, look, and they were good last year, like I said, about the quarterback position, but they're going to be really, really solid this year. And I think they actually probably, just because of the defense alone, losing that nose tackle from Coastal Carolina. And Coastal Carolina lost the Sun Belt to who last year? East Carolina, or was that a bowl game? I think it was the bowl game. But anyway, East Carolina
bowl game.
Yeah, East Carolina beat the doo-doo out of them in the bowl game, which I hated to see. And I hate to see them as runner-up, but I think South Alabama is just going to be that good of a team this year. Trey Kaiser, linebacker. Jamie Sheriff, coming back, linebacker. There's a lot of guys on this defense coming back for South Alabama. A lot of them. So that's what ultimately made me pick them. So that's all.
Was there a little bit of the Senior Bowl hype in that pick, or just because that is the stadium?
No, I didn't think about that, though. I was like, I'm picking the team that's at the Senior Bowl.
That was one of the things I was thinking about for my picks with Coastal Carolina, but at the end of the day, I was like, I can't have that be the full, I can't have that lead majority of it.
And Jalen Wayne was the wide receiver that they lost at South Alabama that was at the Senior Bowl, and he was a crowd favorite, of course, the hometown.
Every time he caught the ball.
That dude.
Even if it was a loss for 3 yards, they were losing their mind.
and he looked good too. So
Yeah, he
yeah,
does.
shout out to Jalen Wayne. But yeah, they still have two 800-yard receivers coming back. Jalen Wayne was just one of them that left. So there's two 800-yard wide receivers that have still come back to that team with that amazing
Yeah.
quarterback play. But man, like I said, I don't know. I don't even know how else to say it. Shout out to my boy Grayson McCall.
Mm-hmm.
77 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I love ratios like that.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
I love ratios like
70%,
that.
70% completion.
Smart with the
percentage.
football, a lot of pitch plays, a lot of reverses, but it opens up things down the field. And like I said, that's my only worry is with Jamie Chadwell gone that maybe he takes a step back. And I fear for that with all of my life because that's my boy.
And then it's
Yeah.
like he had a 70% completion percentage in 24-2.
He had a 73% completion
or
percentage one
72%.
year.
If you're having that touchdown to interception ratio, and you're a quarterback that can get outside and make plays with your feet and make throws on your feet, I mean that's kind of hard to
Yeah.
do. But he did it, bro. That's ridiculous.
That's my guy, bro. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
That's my guy.
He's been my guy, bro. I do
That's
nice.
my dude.
I do really nice.
So looking at Hayden, I'm pretty sure Hayden had the exact same thing Manny did. Runner-up Troy, champion Coastal. I guarantee.
Copycat. No,
I guarantee. Boy, you know for a fact he had these in before you did. Don't even lie. Don't even lie.
he did, but I didn't.
Anyways,
know
I guarantee you part of that Coastal Carolina pick was being on the field himself. I see the bias there. Who up next? It's Coach.
So y'all already know what I got, man. That same thing that Manny got. Manny cheating off my paper.
I didn't cheat. I'm not like that's you.
Was late to the show, spewed blasphemy, and then cheated.
That's the Don
Damn.
and Coach thing. That's not a me thing.
Oh, no, Manny, no.
No, say it ain't so.
No, man, no.
So I got Coastal Carolina winning the championship, and you already know the runner-up is Troy. Also, not only that Grayson McCall contribute, 24 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, which tells you a lot. But 2,700 yards tells you a lot about, him not turning over the ball with the IQ that he got, but being skeptical of turning over the ball. He doesn't turn it over. He makes good decisions. Also, he was a part of the run game. He carried the ball 91 times last year and scored 6 touchdowns. So if he has to tuck it and run, he can tuck it and run. Even though he had 195 yards, he still was an extension of the running game. And you had C.J. Beasley last year, 717 yards, and White. That was a solid running back tandem, even though they're pass heavy offense. And then I don't have to go through the wide receivers that Manny already went through it. Their pass defense, they got to improve on their pass defense as well. They're still getting their they're bringing their safety back. Jackson. So I think, look, this South Carolina, this Coastal Carolina team is kind of loaded. They're really loaded, and honestly, I think they're going to win the Sun Belt Championship. So I think this is the best team in the Sun Belt division. South Alabama. Bishop made some good points on them as well. That could be
James Madison.
James Madison is really good.
We'll get to James Madison too.
They won
It was a win last year.
They won the division last year over South Carolina, over Coastal Carolina. So but this year I think it's Coastal Carolina year with all of these weapons this year and with everybody's coming back. I think this is Coastal year this year.
Bro, Tyson Mobley about to go crazy this year.
Hey, man, I'm a big fan of Coastal, bro. Great.
Bro, fishing,
I ain't got nothing else to say. Grayson
crazy
McCall's
this
my
year,
boy, man. He's been my boy for years.
They're gonna go crazy this year, bro. They're gonna go crazy.
Go ahead, Sora.
Hold on, let me see who's next. Is it me? Am I next?
Yeah, it's you.
Please load. Okay.
Here we go with James Madison. Let's go.
Oh my God, he doesn't have Coastal or South Alabama. Oh my God.
Oh no.
Tell us, my boy. Tell us.
What happened, bro?
Is that right? Okay, that is right. All right. For whatever reason, the J looked like an S, and I thought it was Shmew, and I got very confused and very scared. Yeah, it's the thing with Coastal Carolina, and again, I didn't want to put the field being in the bias. Again, Grayson McCall, my guy. I really wish he did transfer to Florida. The jersey would have been in the cart immediately if that happened.
Oh yeah. You already know.
The thing is, last year, and it hurt me. I picked Coastal Carolina and they let me down. It hurt.
Yes.
I can't deal with that pain again. But in all seriousness, it was quite literally just losing the losing the old coach.
Yeah, Jamie Chadwell.
You just have
The pass defense, whatever good players you had, are gone now. Kind of as y'all mentioned earlier, and then it just
and their D line.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I really don't know. Grayson McCall entering the transfer portal and eventually coming back because his grades were that bad. In the back of my mind, it's really got me thinking: is his heart really there right now? Is there some doubts with Coastal Carolina? It could just be like, all right, my old coach is gone. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like he just didn't want to adapt to change at Coastal Carolina, or if he just didn't like the new coach in general. I don't know. It's kind of those nagging thoughts in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
And then, just James Madison, kind of one of the shockers last year. I mean, they were in the top 25 for a good chunk. Not a good chunk.
They beat A&M.
For one week.
I mean, still.
Yeah.
Either way, yes, their quarterback recently is now a quarterback for the Orlando Guardians, so that's something to look forward for, Fishing. And he wasn't that bad. He really wasn't that bad.
God.
He wasn't that bad.
It's freshman talent. Listen, what are you complaining about, bro?
Don't talk.
Listen,
I'll steal the Sea Dragons from you.
Yeah, you weren't there, bro. You're losing your card. You're losing
your team.
Anyways, we'll get to the XFL later. Anyways, we will get to the XFL later. But just kind of looking at, yes, you don't know who their quarterback is right now, but looking at their running room, I mean, it's stacked. What's his face? Homeboy's name? I'm trying to say Solomon Van Horst right now. He left. He's been there since 2017. Again, it's steep. Right now, taking over. You got Tyson Lawton. That is his full name. I'm not even lying. Over 2,100 yards, 21 touchdowns, 450 carries in 5 seasons with the Seawolves. In addition to the transfer portal, Black Palmer back on a mission, which were the running backs who took over. I believe it was. Hold up, I've lost it. They took over in their freshman years. They're sophomore now. So, I mean, your running back room's really deep. Again, it's kind of a quarterback competition, and this is also kind of one of the most stacked teams that their coach has had. And they also only lost like 6 players. So this is the most seasoned group Sean O'Regan has had in his, 8 years as a coach. Defense didn't really lose much. The defense was pretty good. And again, they ended up beating out Coastal Carolina. And when they faced them, they beat the dog snaps out of them. 47-7.
Has he been at JMU that long? 8 years?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, Marshall was... I mean, that was just Billy Atkins, potentially their starting quarterback. I don't know. That was just him throwing 4 interceptions. But even then, the final score was 26-12. So, again, James Madison,
gotcha,
very good at rushing. And then, again, kind of there's nothing really new to say about Troy. I mean, they got a pretty easy schedule as well. Their running back room, again, is also quite stacked.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they went on an 11-win streak. They lost to Ole Miss. And then after that, they didn't lose again. And even then, they were very competitive against Ole Miss.
Weren't they in the top 25 last year, too?
Ole Miss. They played Ole Miss?
Troy wasn't Troy like... Yeah, Troy was like...
Texas Tech. Unless they played them and I didn't see it.
Ole Miss, 28-10, September 3rd.
Okay.
And then after that, they did not... I mean,
Tech
that was week 1.
Yeah, that was
after that, they did not lose. It was...
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they did lose to App State week 3. Then after that, they didn't lose.
I remember both of these teams being in the top.
Man, that's interesting. Yeah,
I mean, and again, also beat the dog snaps off of Coastal Carolina 45-26. So I mean, there's that pass defense showing up again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
With a
I
quarterback
mean,
that throws 14 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, I can't believe it.
I know,
Can't believe
I
it.
know, it's
But it's
insane,
true.
and yet somehow here they are.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. Not much to really say about Troy that hasn't already been said. James Madison could be interesting again. Very deep running
Yeah.
back room. They're going to run the ball on you if they can figure out their quarterback situation, which I have not seen anything saying who is the starting quarterback. Maybe Blake Atkins.
Yeah.
But if they can figure that out, then they can definitely make a name. And if not, then yeah, I can absolutely 100% agree with Coastal Carolina and even South Alabama. But again, going back to Coastal Carolina, losing your coach, losing kind of your best defensive players on an already weak defense, and then again, Grayson McCall leaving and then coming back simply because he could not get into the Power 5 schools grade wise. I feel like there's a rift somewhere, either between him and the new coach. He didn't like something, or his heart's just not in it right now.
I mean, I feel like there's no reason for him to be mad at Coastal. Like, I get your old coach left,
No.
but like you have
but
one of
again,
the
we
better
don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but you
We
have
don't
one
know
of the
what's
better
going on in
receiving
between those walls.
Yeah, I get it. But like, I wouldn't be complaining if I was in a situation like that. You have one of the better receiving cores, like in the Sun Belt. You got one of the better running back cores in the Sun Belt. Like your defense, outside of your pass defense, your D line, like your linebackers, they're on top notch. Just because you lost one doesn't mean they're like isn't two other guys that aren't like top notch players. And like even in the secondary, they still have like one really good player in that secondary. So this
Yeah,
team,
no, and see, I don't think he's like checked out. Like, I understand, like, he was trying to go to a Power Five program, and I mean, who wouldn't? Look at the stats he put up. Like I said, 77 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Like, if he wants to go prove himself for his last year at a big program, I don't see any blame in that at all.
but
And
where
the
should he
fact
have
that he
gone?
couldn't is a different story. I don't know if they're going to hold that against him or what, but I think just he's done that at such a small school. Like
Yeah.
he deserved the opportunity to do that at a bigger school, and now that he can't do that, it's like, okay, well, maybe it's more of a chip on his shoulder, like to prove himself even more this year than he
But
already
where
has.
should he have gone to though? What
Well,
would
I
have
mean, like me and Sora said, for example, Florida would have been a great example to prove himself. Auburn would have been a good school to go prove
I was
himself.
gonna say that too. That would have been
Um,
a good spot for him to go to.
what other school needs a quarterback? Kentucky, NC State,
Michigan
or
State.
needed one. Yeah, Michigan State maybe. I mean, he had plenty of places he could have went. He just
Grade wise could not
That's-
get in there.
that's the rumor was the grades. But
Yeah.
Florida was really high on the list. But like
I'm
I
about to
said,
say
I mean,
Florida, I think, was the leading favorite.
the thing is though with McCall though is I don't think you need like elite receivers to make him good. I think he makes the receivers good on
Yeah.
teams, and
I
like
don't
I
know
think
about
that's
Jared
what he
Brown.
does. Like
Jared
he-
Brown is
that
another.
good.
Jared Brown's another level player, bro. He's
Manny,
different.
77
Bro,
touchdowns,
he's so
8
nice,
interceptions
bro. Brown
in
is
3 years, bro.
like I understand McCall is a phenomenal player,
And it's also Jamie Chadwell's play calling.
he's good.
Like I'll give him that. It's Jamie Chadwell's play calling too.
And that also probably might have Brown doing different things this year because he's a versatile player.
Yeah.
You could put him in situations where he's jet sweeping and bubble screens. Like it's gonna be different this year. Like if you have 3 top receivers in the Sun Belt, like there's no reason for those guys not to put up good numbers. And you have one of the better running back players. Like
Yeah.
CJ Beasley's gonna go off too.
Hey man, we're gonna have to make a ECG video just on Grayson McCall. That
Exactly.
man deserves it.
Oh, get his own slider series, probably.
That man needs a slider series. He will get one. I'm sure of it. But
Hey,
yeah.
Dante said multiple times, if we get together, we can work on it.
Bro, that's my guy.
Real quick before we move on, just want to say shout out to you, DJ Sketch Grave, for subscribing. You didn't have to, but we appreciate it. Shout out to you. Hope all is
Yo,
going
Sora,
well.
what was the running back with the weird name that you said earlier? Van House or something like that. For
The one that left or the one that stayed?
uh
Tyson Lewis is here now. Is in
no,
James Madison.
not that one, the other one.
Oh, Stonehouse.
Yeah, Stonehouse. That I don't know if it was a V in the last name. That's a fire last name, bro. Not the
I think it
Stonehouse.
was like either way.
Yeah, that's okay.
We got one more outlook. Okay, Dante. So he's got.
Southern
I don't know
Miss.
about that, Chief. I don't know about
I
that.
don't know about that, Chief.
I don't know about that
So
one.
Dante's got Southern Miss as his
He must
runner-up.
he
and then
must think
Coastal
Frank
Carolina
Gore
as
is the
champion.
man.
I don't know about that one.
Frank Gore Jr.
Frank Gore Jr.
Bro. I don't
I mean,
know
it's-
about
No,
that
that's
one.
not a bad pick.
It's not
Southern
that
Miss wasn't
bad.
bad last year.
I know, but I don't think they could be better than Troy.
I don't know
bro.
if they can.
They're not gonna be better than Troy or South Alabama or even James.
I
Madison.
mean, we don't know. We
I
don't
don't-
know.
We're not here to hear his reasoning, so I guess we can't say too much about it.
I gotta see his life.
Oh, DJ Sketch is a colleague of yours? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, tell him I said what's
well,
up,
yeah.
Jeff. Tell him I
Well,
said shout out to him.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out for coming over. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they were third in the Sun Belt.
Yep.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I
am
like how they're all different.
I am surprised that nobody said Marshall. I'm a little
I
surprised.
wasn't gonna say them, bro.
Nah,
I couldn't, bro. I couldn't.
but they
Now
beat
watch,
Notre
Marshall's
Dame
gonna
last
win the
year.
whole thing. Now watch,
Yeah, no, it ain't.
They do.
watch it.
They have the most returning starters in the conference. But
Anyways.
over Troy, though, bro. Over Troy.
Well, no, shit, don't even play with me over South Alabama.
Yeah,
That's
South
Yeah,
Alabama.
there's Dante.
South
I'm
Alabama
just gonna
got
go
it.
ahead and let this happen.
Ridiculous
before we get into
amount.
trivia.
South Alabama, like
South Alabama
they
got so many
back.
coming back. It ain't even funny.
Their running back core is ridiculous.
But it doesn't mean that they're good. They're good people coming back though too. I mean,
Taking from
they
3
were
wins
all,
to 7. Well, I
you know,
mean,
they
it's
were all
not that bad of
producers,
a
but
pick. It's not that bad of a pick.
not bad at all. I like the pick.
I'm still taking South Alabama over them.
I like the pick. I knew
And Troy.
Dante was not going to shy away from Grayson McCall. I knew it. Yeah, nor should he.
It was quite difficult for me too, but I just
Yeah, it was for me too. I didn't even pick him.
But anyways, it's everybody's favorite trivia time.
Oh, brother.
Coach is
Sure.
already laughing. He's like, "All right,
He's like, I'm about to body these fools.
time to school these guys." Coach shows up for one episode, beats us all in trivia, leaves for a month. Just leaves for a month. He's like, "I shall return." All right, so so we got some Sunbelt trivia. It's gonna be a little bit different. We won't do lock in, but I feel like we should add lock in, but whatever. So question number 1: when was the Sun Belt founded? A, 1986, B, 1976, C, 1996, or D, 2006? By the way, we've got just 4 questions.
I'm gonna go with C.
C, okay.
It's not loading. Okay, now I see.
Are you saying C, or are you
No,
saying
no,
now
no,
I
no,
see?
no. Now I just finally got my screen working.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Man, are you just going to stare there, or are you going to answer?
I'm gonna go with B. I don't know. I'm kind of tossed up on B and C, bro. I don't know.
I can see the answers a little bit, so I will not play. I will not participate.
My gut says go with B, but my mind says go with C. I don't know. I'm gonna go with B. I'm gonna just toss up
What did you say?
B.
B? B as in Bravo? Okay.
I got
fishing.
I'm gonna go D.
All right, so we got Manny B, Coach C, fishing D. Fridge says easy C. Cannot wait for him to be wrong because the correct answer is B. 1976. Who just made that noise? What is that noise? Fishing, you good, bud? Trust me, when Manny was like, "I'm doing a toss-up," I was like, "Yes, this is exactly what I wanted." Picked the wrong one. So question number 2: which team has the most Sun Belt Conference titles? Is it A, Appalachian State, B, Coastal Carolina, C, Marshall, or D, Georgia Southern? Where's what's her face, Miss Sweet Pea at? We're talking about Georgia Southern now.
I'm gonna go with A, App State.
Okay.
I agree. I'm going with App State too.
So Manny's being a copycat again. Got it.
I got C.
C. Ooh. Oh. Well, gentlemen, hold up. Let's wait for the comments a little bit.
Probably gonna be Georgia Southern.
Fishin'. You were correct on the second one. It is, in fact, Georgia Southern. No points.
God,
No
dang
points
it.
for neither.
Dang it.
Coastal B. Yeah, I figured the Coastal
I figured
Carolina
it
was going
be
to trick a
Jordan.
lot of people up.
I need to listen to my gut. I never do that.
Okay, there's only two options here. You got a 50-50 chance. Who is the only first-team All-American? Teron Jackson or Grayson McCall? Both Coastal Carolina fellows, by the way. Shout out to the Chanticleer. Shout out to you, Nick, by the or not
Only
Nick, sorry,
first-team
Kevin.
All-American?
Yes. Who's the only one out of these two to have a first-team All-American?
This is a trick question. I'm going number one.
I'm going one. I'm going Jackson.
Man.
I'm agree. I'm gonna go with one too.
I'll
Copycat
be wrong,
strikes
bro.
again. Well,
I feel like-
gentlemen.
I feel like it's a toss up here. I don't know.
Okay, are you locking in your answer?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in my pick.
All right, so everybody says Teron Jackson. Vic says Teron Jackson. Eagles
Don
legend
just
in the making. I don't know. I kid. Gentlemen, you are all. You're all correct. It is Teron Jackson.
This man, sir, bro. He
Please load. Hold up.
Sorry, bro.
I lost
This
it. All right.
man, sorry, bro. He was trying to fool us.
All right, last question. All right, so the last question. So it's the score: Fishin 1, Coach 1, Manny 2, despite cheating. So if he gets this one wrong and if somebody else gets this right, I will just quickly Google a tiebreaker. So, how many times was Grayson McCall the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year? Was A1, B2, C3, or D4?
I'm gonna go with C. I'm gonna take C.
Okay. Zero. No, he was definitely up there. It's not a trick question, Vic. It's definitely one of these four options up here.
Manny.
Manny. We should have made Manny go first. That way he doesn't copy.
Slay.
He's muted.
I don't
Why you
know,
muted?
bro. This is hard, dog. This is hard.
Well, we didn't. It's trivia. It's not supposed to be.
I want to say 3 or 4, but I don't know. I would just want to say screw it 2, but like I'm gonna just go with 3. I guess I don't know.
What was that? What?
I said 3.
You said which one?
3.
3. Okay.
I got B. I got 2.
I want to say 4 though. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna just go.
Okay, man, I need you to lock in an answer.
I'm gonna lock in 3, bro. I don't know.
I got 2.
Okay. So I need to refresh. So Fishin 2, Coach 3, Manny
3.
3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen,
I'm a copy coach.
how did we let this happen?
Probably 1. Oh no!
However, since Manny cheated the entire time by
Thank you.
copycatting,
Yeah,
Coach, you are the
yeah.
real winner.
Yes, he
Give it
cheats
up for
on my
Coach.
paper every time.
Give it up for Coach, the
Except
real
for-
winner.
Except for the first time, I got it right the first time.
Yes, but
Hey,
Manny,
look,
since
I say everything.
Manny,
I say
since
everything.
you were
I don't even have to
since
think when I have to say it. I just
exactly,
say the first
and
thing.
Manny, since you were like 15 to 20 minutes late, we are going to have to disqualify you. Thanks for
Yeah,
playing,
yeah,
Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, congratulations once
Yes,
again.
sir.
Coach shows up for a month, kicks all of our asses in trivia, leaves.
My favorite part of the show. Get my ass kicked at trivia every single week.
I'll take my help.
Routine, bro. You know, it just happens.
Hey,
all
Fishin,
good.
you and I, we always lose a trivia. That's okay.
bro.
Hey,
Hey.
listen, I got. You should get. Y'all should. You should get the. I got a reward for taking the best ass whooping reward. In trivia.
This is why do you think I started just doing the trivia questions? That way I didn't have to answer them.
God dang, coach.
Yeah, so you gotta work smarter, not harder. But yeah, no, this was Coach with the walk-off win in trivia. Straight up, again, shows
Yeah,
up,
there
kicks
you go.
our ass in trivia,
Yeah.
then leaves.
The walk off.
Straight up. He called a shot too. He said, "All right."
Yeah.
He said game.
Yeah, no, that was
Word, bro.
the college football tailgate episode 21. We had Fishin, special guest star Coach, and Manny, except 20 minutes late, but that's beside the point.
It's because of football. I have my reasons. I have my reasons.
Yeah.
If you knew you had it, why did you commit? Anyways, whatever.
We'll give
That
you
is
stuff
besides the
behind the
point.
scenes. Bro.
I'll print out the suspension papers after the
That
show.
milk carton. That milk carton is alive and well.
Oh, you mean this milk carton?
That milk carton is
Yeah,
fire.
that one.
That's fire.
This
bro.
one. Again, he is still missing out there.
That's fire.
Look
That's
at these eyes. These are the eyes of somebody who has seen some
What did I?
things.
You know, I don't understand what I was doing here. Like, what was I looking at?
Hey, Sora.
Yeah.
Since Manny like to cheat off my paper. Do y'all got can y'all show my face right quick? Can y'all show that face right quick?
I don't have that graphic.
Oh,
I don't have. I wish I did, but I do not have that graphic.
I'm gonna screenshot that, bro.
I know. I need to go back to one of the streams and find
Yo,
it.
I don't know what coach was doing. He was looking down, but he was mad.
He probably because you did something. Anyways,
No, it wasn't.
No,
me.
man, I think it was the-
Damien. It was Damien. It was because
probably.
It was probably because of
Oh, it
Damien.
had to be one of them nights that me and Sora had.
It might have been Frizz.
Into a heart attack, yeah.
It was one of the many of times we had a heart attack.
It might have been Frizz or Damien.
But that was episode 21 of the college football tailgate. Catch us tomorrow for NFL Rush. We will be going over the AFC and NFC East schedule predictions. Dante will still be out. So I'm trying to think. We do have a special guest. I will not say who, but we do have a special guest returning. So yeah, we're excited for that. So catch us there tomorrow. Gentlemen, any final words?
Grayson McCall's him. Jared Brown is him.
Yeah.
Sam Pickney's him.
Hey, my final word will be Fishing. Shout out to my boy Fishing, my boy Sora, my boy Play. I'm sorry about the ass whooping I get.
That's where that was going. He said, "I love y'all, but I gotta kick y'all's ass."
It's all good. It's all good, bro.
It's all good. Listen, Fishing kept the sunglasses on because a tear is welting up.
Every single week, bro.
Coach
get my ass
Johnson-
whooped in trivia. It's all good.
Coach whoop y'all because he love you, because I love y'all.
Coach whooped you because he loved you. That's funny as heck.
And on that note,
That's funny.
and on that note, we're ending it.
That's
We'll
a
see
great
y'all
way to
tomorrow.
end this show.
Yeah,
We'll see
bro.
y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Coach loves you because